What up, what up? This is David from the 5-6 Kings. And guys, I got some news about that company that we're currently in war with. And believe it or not, I actually got sent to me from Braden Bullard. Braden, say hi to the people. Shut the fuck up. This is my time, Braden. This is my time. You sit back. I get the first couple minutes before the song. You don't get to be a part of this. Guys, so Braden on Instagram sent me a DM, and it was a link to an article all about how the day that O.J. Simpson murdered two people and was fleeing from the police in a white Ford Bronco, that was Domino's most profitable day in company history. Just think about that for a second, guys. Domino's. And, Domino's made it known to people. They're like, that was the most profitable day in our history. They're, bragging that they profited off of a double homicide and the suspect fleeing from the police. What a shitbag company that is. Whether or not you like Domino's, we all got to be on the same page here. They're fucking ambulance-chasing fucking lunatics. I was going to call them shysters, but I don't know if that's a slur towards the Jewish community. So I had to back off. I'm saying it all the same. I'm letting you guys know where my mind went there. But I am not calling them that because I'm not entirely sure what that word means. All right? Let the record show that I did not call them shysters. But they're awful people, guys. They are awful, but they make Papa John look like a fucking prince. Day of reckoning is coming, Domino's. You're at war and you're losing war. All right? You're losing war quicker than the Ukraine's about to fucking lose. Because if you guys think they're going to last 2 seconds, you're sadly mistaken, guys. Domino's got no shot. Maybe another beloved football star will be accused of... He murdered him. I'm not even going to say accused. Maybe another beloved football star is going to murder two people, and Domino's can profit off of that. Those pieces of shit. Subway, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Don't start profiting off of murder. And please, Subway, do right by Simone Biles and give us money. Enjoy this week's episode, guys.
This the Palm Beach County anthem. All my Palm Beach County niggas, y'all put them fucking guns in there and bust them shit. Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. My niggas get gunned down and left like rolling guns just for fucking round. This ain't a county for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up? And welcome to the unofficial podcast of the National Football League, the world-famous and critically acclaimed 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, my dear friend, Braden Bullard. Braden, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. Yesterday was a fellow King's birthday, Freckles Corbo.
Yeah.
Corbo 561. He's got a bunch of different names and aliases he's go by, but that's big C Finn right there for you. 26.
C Finn, oh, time fucking flies.
I know, man.
Time flies.
One of the original founding Kings. What's funny about Corbin is the day the 5-6 Kings originated, we act like as if we're so much older than him. We're a year older. We're like, nah, Corbin's got to stay inside. We got to go talk grown man shit outside. We were like, Hoff, keep Corbo inside. He's not grown enough for this shit yet. Me and David got to go outside and talk business. And David, bro, we talked some business.
We talked some fucking business.
It was.
I just remember we came inside and we were like, all right, we're doing it. Corbin, you're in. And Corbin, it's like in the movie Blow, when Johnny Depp and Pablo Escobar walk up to Diego, and Pablo Escobar is like, I want to get started right away. We're going to do this. And Diego's like, yes! That was Corbin. Yes. Corbin's like, let's go!
Woo! He starts grabbing us. And
we're the Kings, baby!
Yeah.
The Kings!
Did
Did you see him yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a bummer. We were supposed to meet up, but, plans fell through. Corbin's got, Corbo shit.
It was his birthday, and he decided he didn't want to spend it with your fucking sorry ass. That's what happened.
I mean, I was good. Yeah.
That's what happened.
I didn't really want to,
He was like, how bad do I want to fucking hang out with Braden?
Yeah, there was a part of me that thought that might have been true, and I was like, there's no way.
He's like, Braden thinks that the Big Show's better than Andre the Giant. I don't want to spend my birthday with someone like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I still think Andre the Giant was probably better. We're not going to take this up right now, David. Okay, right? Corbo, happy birthday, bro. I wish I would have saw you. But yeah, for all you loyal listeners out there, a fellow King's birthday was yesterday. So
there we go. Live it up.
Yeah, so what a week. But how have you been, bro?
I've been good, man.
Yeah?
I've been good. This last week I worked.
Nice.
Went to Clary's Corner Cafe. Tried something new on the menu. That was good.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Okay. What was it?
I got the French toast, cornbread French toast.
Can't go wrong with French toast.
With chicken tenders.
Oh.
It was very good. It's not as good, though.
It's not like chicken and waffles. It's kind of like chicken and waffles.
Kind of like that, but it's cornbread, and they deep fry the cornbread. Cornbread, I've never had cornbread like that before.
Cornbread to me was always so, thick and just too much.
So they deep fry it, so the outside's, crunchy.
Oh.
It was very good.
Nice.
But it's not as good as the Redneck Eggs Benedict.
Okay.
So I think I'll stick with Redneck Benedict next time I go to Clary's Corner Cafe.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you ever go into that cafe, what is it?
Clary's Corner Cafe.
Clary's Corner Cafe.
Yeah. Redneck Benedict, that's the meal to get.
Nice.
That's the meal to get.
So that made, the week overall just great.
Well, I didn't have the Redneck Benedict.
Oh.
Yeah. So
but,
not as great as it could have been.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but you know what kept it from being a bad week?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic fucking Park.
Jurassic Park.
I forgot it didn't blow me away or anything, but it still holds up.
That's Steven Spielberg.
It was still good.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting Close Encounters of the Third Kind because this is 15 years later.
Well, a little fun fact about that as well. Apparently, at the end of the movie, when it says directed by Steven Spielberg, there's apparently in the background. And I didn't catch this, but apparently there's some noises that are supposed to be from.
It's do
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yep. Yeah. I don't know if it's that exact one, but it's supposed to be something like that. Yeah.
I mean, that was the noise from.
No, it
Close
definitely is.
Encounters of the Third Kind, yeah.
I don't know if it's that. I didn't hear it. I didn't pick it up. I gotta go watch it now. I just read the fun fact recently, but
okay,
yeah, all right, fine.
Well, let us know if you guys notice it.
Yeah, but there was something else I was gonna say about Steven Spielberg as well. Oh yeah, here's another little fun
George
fact
Lucas belongs to him.
There's another fun fact too. So at the very end of this film, they wrapped up 15 days faster than they were supposed to, which is crazy in filmmaking. Fucking, especially when you're making Jurassic Park.
They finished 15 days sooner than they were supposed to finish.
Yeah.
So I thought you were saying they wrapped it up in 15 days. I was
no
way.
No,
I was no fucking way.
I don't know how long it was. Probably a couple months or some shit that they were shooting. Because I know they shot a month into Hawaii, but yeah, at the end, he finished 15 days before they were supposed to, and then immediately went to go direct Schindler's List. And another little fun fact as well. I mean, there's fun facts going crazy everywhere.
A lot of shysters in that movie, huh?
The the CEO of Universal was like, you can only do Schindler's List if you finish Jurassic Park first. So immediately when he finished Jurassic, but it was
smart,
from the president or CEO, for sure. Yeah. But then he had George Lucas finish up the post-production aspect, directing-wise. So, he did all of the filmmaking process, Steven Spielberg did. But then after, he had, George Lucas finish up. So, it's another little fun fact.
Must be nice.
Right?
To have one of the best directors of ever direct the movie and then be like, hey, I got to run, but this other guy who's one of the best directors ever.
I'm good friends with him.
He'll come and he'll just kind of do all the post-production stuff and wrap it up.
Dude. And
crazy.
So then I'm wondering, and I don't know this, so maybe bad on my part, but I don't know how much George Lucas made. because
2.6 million.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't even know he was involved in this movie until you just said that.
You're good, David. You're good. You got me. But apparently, how much do you think Steven Spielberg made?
He made whatever his quote is.
So they had it.
That's his quote.
So they had it in the contract.
Braden, if he does at least $1 more million, he's guaranteed at least $2 more mil.
Ooh.
Even if he does a bad job.
Yeah.
Because that's his quote.
What movie is that?
It's from the show I Think You Should Leave.
David's good.
Santa Claus plays Detective Crashmore. And then he's doing an interview after.
Because Santa Claus is.
And he's just like out of nowhere just looks at the guy interviewing him. He goes, they paid me $2 million to play Crashmore. Like in the interview, the guy goes, oh, so how does that help? And he goes, well, it does, because that becomes my rate. It's my quote. Which means if I get offered another movie, they got to pay me that $2 million. Even if I do a bad job. That means if I get at least $1 more million, I get at least $2 more million. Even if I do a bad job.
Oh, man. Thinking worst case scenario.
It's great.
Worst best, you know? Because it's
great.
Like,
he's like, I'm guaranteed $2 million. It's great.
That's a good line.
All right, what did Spielberg do?
How much do you think he made?
It was 93. I couldn't tell you what a director makes today. Definitely couldn't tell you what they made.
Dude. Well, he made the most of all time at that time for a director from any movie, but still one of the most to this day. Do you want to give a guess, or should I just
$50 million? Like
$250 million.
No fucking way.
$250 million. So this was the fastest, highest grossing earning film of all time at the time. Not now, but
I don't. That's insane.
So it was something in the contract that he made like a certain amount from the not just box office sales, but also but also like all the things that you merchandise. So he made a shit ton of money.
Like how Lucasfilm owned all the Star Wars shit and they sold it to Disney. It's a scenario like that.
Yeah.
Universal didn't cut him a check for $250 million to come be director. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, that's got to be wrong. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, here you go.
Dude.
Putting all our eggs in the Steven Spielberg basket.
But, bro, if you really believe in the project and you're like, that's like why it's great to make a good contract, especially if you believe in the film, like, yeah, man. Yeah. Put the bet on yourself that this movie's going to do the success that it does, and then, yeah, good for Steven Spielberg, man.
Yeah, it's fucking
Jesus
sick.
Christ, $250 million. Yeah. At that point, you just open up your own film fucking studio, and like. I mean, maybe not.
Or you just keep getting paid $250 million to direct.
It's kind of like Mel Gibson.
He Indiana Jones. I think he produced the Transformers. Like he's just fucking living the life.
Yeah, he is. God, man, good for him. Yeah, that Close Encounters of the Third Kind really just started it all off for him.
Kicked it off.
Yeah.
And I said it plenty throughout that podcast. Like I'm sure it was groundbreaking. At that time.
Yeah, at the time,
I'm sure people were like, "Holy shit, this is crazy."
I've never
Seeing
seen
it now, it looked like a fucking child drew it on construction paper. And it was like, look at the plane go cry. Like,
it's a light going in
It's
the sky.
insane.
Yeah.
Beep boop boop boop. like, it was nonsense.
Skiddly bop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
we gonna talk money,
dude.
So I'm guessing. I need you to answer one question for me.
Yeah.
When I guess the budget, like Spielberg's $250 million is not factored into the budget, correct?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
Well, probably a certain percentage.
Yeah,
not anything close to $250.
The budget wasn't $600 million because they pay. Okay, that's what I was getting.
He probably got guaranteed like a couple million.
Yeah, he
made
a normal director's. Yeah, I'm sure he made whatever a director made at that time to do it, and then had all the extra shit. Okay, I'm gonna guess the budget. 93. I'm gonna guess it was 120 million.
Less than that, but I don't want to give it away. Pretty significantly less than that.
60 million?
63 million.
63 million. Look at that.
Yeah. I didn't want to say half. I almost said half.
I mean, you wouldn't have given it away. You gave it away by saying, I don't want to give it away, but it's significantly less. So I played through my head, how could he give that away? And I was like,
that's better, though, than half.
If he said half, so I'll guess 60. No, you made me guess wrong. I wouldn't have guessed 63, but...
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, dude, 63 million. And then what do you think they grossed worldwide?
If Spielberg, I mean, I guess merchandise sales isn't factored in.
No.
So sorry.
This is just box office, like worldwide.
Fucking 400 million.
Almost $1.1 billion.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that is what.
So almost 1.1 billion. Like 99.
I get what 1.1.
Just making sure.
It's 1 billion and then 10.
Oh, I thought you meant
1 billion and then 10% of 1 billion because it's at the 10th power after the decimal. Yeah, okay. And that's just box office, right?
Yeah.
So that's not including
that's not DVD.
Merchandise, the fucking ride at Islands of Adventure, like none of that.
Which perfect timing for them to now make the new Velociraptor ride. I haven't been on it yet or been there in a while, but
I mean, let's make a little trip. I haven't been to Islands of Adventure since 8th grade. We went on a field trip there.
I got to tell you the truth. This is so funny that you say that.
Let's make a trip.
Because Fenor has been begging me for the past 3 weeks to just make a sporadic trip for a day trip to. I want you. Go ahead.
I think you, me, Hoff, Corbin, and we get David Straley to drive over and meet us. Like we make a whole thing and don't invite Fenor. We make a whole to do about it. It's a big thing, a whole deal.
Yeah.
And then Fenor just...
Well, actually better...
Fenor just, sees your Instagram story.
I think what would be better is if we invite him, but we go when he for sure can't. Just a day.
I don't know Fenor's schedule. I
know
okay.
Fenor's schedule, so we plan it.
I don't know what he for sure
But then we kind of rub it in, well, bro, we invited you.
You couldn't come.
Yeah, it's not my fault you work. Just to really, make him have
just
FOMO.
Dig it in.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because I haven't been there. I haven't been there since Harry Potter World wasn't a thing last time I went.
Oh, dude,
it was
Harry Potter World's sick,
and I don't like Harry Potter.
Neither do I.
But I assume it's sick.
Yeah, it's immersive as fuck.
Harry Potter used to just be the Dueling Dragons ride.
Yeah,
and that was it over there.
It's still, I think, the same ride, but just Harry Potter edition now. Yeah, dude, Harry Potter's sick. I'm not gonna lie. They actually have some pretty dope rides too, beyond that they actually made. That's not Dueling Dragons, but. I wanted to bring this up. How much do you think they made outside? Well, I guess I should say, how much do you think they made in U.S. and Canada out of that 1.1? Just to show you what they made throughout the rest of the world.
$800 million.
What was your initial guess?
For the 400?
Yeah. They made $404 million in U.S. and Canada. They made $700 fucking million.
Yeah.
Throughout the rest of the world. I mean, that's crazy, bro. That just shows you that Chinese money, bro.
Get the Chinese money.
I actually saw something really quick that China had an alternate version that showed way less shit. So without spoiling anything, just way less people dying. Anyone that died or anything like that, they didn't really show it.
Well, that's because China was figuring out how to actually do the dinosaur thing.
Yeah.
How to actually clone them and bring them back. And they were we can't have people think they kill people.
Right?
We just want to show how sick it'll be once we do this.
Dude, because they are actually fucking doing it. That's why you brought up the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anyone's listening out there, China's actually making a Jurassic Park. And that's legit. I don't know to what extent.
And I'm telling you right now, I don't have a passport. If they successfully do this, I'm getting a passport and I'm going to China to see the fucking Jurassic Park.
I'm seeing a dinosaur. If there's a dinosaur.
If that becomes a thing, there's no way I don't make... I mean, if it's... if
hail
it's $10,000 to
and
go
we're headed
there.
to China.
If it's crazy money that I can't afford, then I won't, but...
Oh, it's going to be crazy expensive. Yeah. Just like the dude in the beginning, they're oh, dude, we could sell prices for $2,000 a day, $10,000 a day.
Yeah, and he's we'll have a coupon day.
For those poor people. Yeah. Which is,
What are ratings?
Oh, dude.
Ratings.
David, let's get to the ratings. What do you think IMDb did? Or fuck it. I'll just say it. I don't know why I do this every time. 8.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 92%. Letterboxd. You know those box full of letters?
Dude.
4.1 out of 5. And them Google users, 92%.
What is crazy to me?
Is that these are like the best ratings of all time?
No, it's a good movie.
No, it's a good movie. For sure.
But like 8% of people that went on Google, does it say how many reviews there are? Like how many people?
By Google?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay. But 8% of people.
There was 8% of people that were like, no.
Thumbs
Thumbs down.
Like there's no scenario where I'm thumbs downing Jurassic Park.
Right?
Like it's not like I won't sit in my living room and watch it all the time and like get home, got to put something on, I'll just throw Jurassic Park on.
But you're not going to watch
like a
Jurassic
fucking
Park.
4-year-old that watches the same movie over and over again. But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm not thumbs downing it.
Yeah.
It was good. It held up.
So you're kind of blown away. It's not 100% by Google because it's just thumbs up, thumbs down.
It's crazy to me that people are like, man, fuck Jurassic Park. Because
Yeah.
they had to Google Jurassic Park.
And then they had a thumbs down.
Google isn't like, hey, man, we need your input on this.
Yeah.
And they just take you to that page and you're like, will you rate Jurassic Park, please?
Yeah. They watched the movie, went to Google, and gave it a thumbs
Crazy
down.
to me.
Yeah.
Crazy to me that anyone would do that for any movie.
Yeah.
But crazy to me they would do it for Jurassic Park. What do you give it?
It's actually kind of hard for me to rate this movie because this movie's got like it's like a special movie in your heart kind of place because, like you said, growing up watching it when you're fucking 4 years old, like this is like the pinnacle of imagination to like a young child. You know what I'm saying? Seeing some shit like this on the screen, so it's like it's got like a dear place in my heart, film wise, and just like the story and everything. But it's kind of hard for me to give it that great of like a rating, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not like I'm gonna give it a great rating, but it's hard for me. I feel like to give it over like a 9 or anything like that. Like I feel like it's just I want to give it like a 8.8. 8.8.
Yeah,
8.8.
That's like I gave it an 8.2.
Yeah, I mean,
and like there has to be a sliding scale with how we rate movies.
Exactly.
Because if we put this up, like, overall, as far as, like, a movie and acting and story plot go, like, Primal Fear is a better movie.
No, yeah, and yeah.
But, like,
exactly.
they're
It's
very different types of movies.
Exactly.
Like, you have to, like, Valentine's Day sucked.
Yeah.
But they weren't trying to be this gritty drama that won a ton of awards.
Yeah.
They were like, let's have a bunch of people and cash in. Like, you have to
Exactly.
grade it through that lens.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's
I
definitely a lot of variables that go into it, and
yeah. I agree that you can't give Jurassic Park, be like, I give it a 9.5.
yeah,
It's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Bro, and honestly, I still think I gave it too high of a score. But the only reason why I even
that's-
gave it that high of a score anyway, it's just because of how it's like the memorabilia of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't know. It's got a weird. Nah, you don't agree with that?
Nah, memorabilia,
Like, it's not like a physical thing that you're like, but like, I don't know. Like the whole
nostalgia. I think. Is
Yeah,
what we're looking for.
nostalgia is
Memorabilia is like a dinosaur stuffed animal.
Yeah,
that would be
no,
Jurassic
yeah,
Park
exactly.
memorabilia.
It's not something physical, but like, yeah. So yeah, nostalgia is better.
So maybe
for sure.
you're like, I had like all this memorabilia.
No, you're for sure right. But yeah, the nostalgia of it, just all the little things about it that just bring you back to your childhood and shit like that is what makes it have more weight to me than almost any of like the film in itself.
Yeah, dude, I had fun watching this movie.
Yeah.
And like doing the notes and prepping to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Every movie we do,
You're like,
So here's the thing. I have fun doing every episode.
Yeah, yeah.
There's been zero. If this wasn't fun, I don't know about you. If this
I
wasn't
love
fun
it.
for me, I'd stop doing the fucking podcast
Yeah.
with you. I'd be like,
Unless-
we're friends. We can do some other shit.
Unless Subway's giving that really good money.
Yeah. But like the watching the movie and the like prepping to do it isn't fun for every movie. This
No,
one,
for
like
sure.
I enjoyed doing it the whole
Yeah.
time I was doing it.
Yeah. Well put.
Yeah, like it gets a B.
Yeah. And, you know, for all you conspiracy theorists out there, it makes you believe in dinosaurs.
There we go.
If they're real.
Yeah. They aren't.
They're not.
They're fake.
They're all fake.
And the Earth's flat.
If someone could show me a real dinosaur bone, no, I'm just kidding. But apparently, like, if you were to look up conspiracy theories, apparently we were saying that earlier. Apparently, all of the dinosaurs' bones in the museums are like plastic or whatever, which makes sense though. You can't just have like bones just. Yeah, they probably have to be preserved in some
they would fucking
fashion.
Deteriorate.
Yeah, right.
I don't know everything. I don't think the bones stay whole forever.
No,
I assume.
sure, oxygen fucking deteriorates the
bones.
bones.
Hanging from the ceiling in a museum, like they're gonna crumble.
You got the air conditioning blowing right on it.
Fucking.
Yeah,
It'd last like 10 years, and then they would just be dust.
Yeah, so if any conspiracy theorists can get me past that point, like, where's the bones,
Where's
bro?
the bone? Where's the blood?
Yeah.
Show me the blood.
Yeah. But I guess that's their point. So where's the fucking bones, bro? All right, I guess you got a point. Okay. But
All right, let's talk awards.
yeah, all right. So 44 wins, 27 nominations.
Just 27?
Well, yeah, but it just shows you they won a bunch. Like
Okay, I thought you said 127.
No.
Okay, and I was like, that's insanity.
So I'll try to read, some of the best wins and nominations. Just try and keep it nice and, tight. Tight. I like it tight. So they won tight. So they won best sound, best effects, sound effects, best visual effects at the Academy Awards. They won.
And it was all, like, if today this movie got released, the visual effects wouldn't be that great.
So fun little fact. This was actually the pioneer for CGI.
Yeah.
This was the first film that used CGI, or at least to the extent that they did. But they did like a couple different things. They did certain types of animation. They did CGI. They also did live action, like legitimate robots. And they just like fused it kind of all together.
Yeah, but like it would not, if it came out today, it wouldn't win any of those awards.
But it still would be better than most fucking sci-fi fucking movies you see and shit.
It was still fucking cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I was watching it today, I was like trying to over critique the CGI. I was like being like, and I was still pretty satisfied with it.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's not compared to today's Jurassic World CGI animation shit, but still held up.
Yeah. And the
30 years ago, basically.
The score, one of my brothers told me, they're like, you know why Braden picked Jurassic Park, right?
Because I'm a fucking kid.
And I said,
heart.
No, I said, why? And he said, because Hans Zimmer scored it. And that's just not, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. I'm glad. And I said that to Braden. I was shitting on how bad the score was. And he was like, yeah, where's Hans Zimmer when you need him? And I was like, didn't he do the score? And Braden's like, I don't think so. And then I Googled it, and he didn't.
Yeah.
So way to go. Almost made me look like an idiot on my podcast.
Yeah, so, fuck. Just need a little bit of Hans. Just sprinkle a little bit of him.
No, the score was great.
No, it was actually great, yeah. I'm kidding, but yeah. Score was great.
What else they win?
They won awards at the BAFTA Awards for Best Special Effects. And I don't know what the fuck this one is, so fuck that one. It's like some Lloyd Banks people vote for the most popular film. They won. I don't know what the fuck that means, but...
Mm-hmm. So I sat here while you spent time...
No, I did. Don't worry.
All right. I told Brady, he told me how many there were, and I said, all right, we'll just go through and pick out...
It's just because I said
pick
it
out,
like
some good ones.
Like, plural, so there's like multiple within that one category, so I felt obligated to read that one, which I didn't read it earlier, so whatever, bro. Okay, so now we're on to the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films, where they won for Best Science Fiction Film, Best Director, Best Writing, and Best Special Effects. They won the award of the Japanese Academy for Best Foreign Film at the awards of the Japanese Academy. Look at that.
Absolutely.
And who doesn't love the Bambi Awards, where they won Best International Film? There was a lot of foreign wins for this film, which just shows where that $700 million came from. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So, for a couple of those, the Blue Ribbon Awards, they won Best Foreign Language Film. The BMI, Body Mass Index, Film and TV Awards.
Baby.
They won Film Music Award, John Williams. I think that was like the composer or something, John Williams, which I think he also did Star Wars, I believe, too. Believe so.
Good
Which
for John Williams.
I have some of John like, dude, honestly, a little side note. If you guys are trying to get hyped working out, go listen to some John Williams fucking score. Or it's a symphony. It's like a symphony. John Williams, he kills it. Very hype shit. They won the Best Foreign Language Film at the Czech Lions Award. They won Best Supporting Actor at the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards.
Chainsaw,
baby! They were nominated for the Grammys for Best Instrumental Composition Written for a Motion Picture or Television. John Williams.
Chainsaw Awards have been around since at least 93. That's insane to me.
Right?
That's fucking insane to me.
They won Best Dramatic Presentation at Hugo Awards. They won the Jupiter Award for Best International Film, Best International Director, Steven Spielberg.
Jupiter, Florida?
Yeah. Yep. They won the Las Vegas Film Critics Association Award for Best DVD. Let's see here. Motion Picture Sound Editors Award, Best Sound Editing. They were nominated for Best Movie, Best Villain, Best Action Sequence at the MTV Movie and TV Awards.
Any Golden Globes? Did you say Golden Globes already? Because I think we don't read all the awards.
No, but the last two. They won the Worst Foreign Director, Steven Spielberg, at the Yoga Awards. And then they won Outstanding Family Motion Picture, Action Adventure, Best Youth Actor, co-starring in a motion picture drama, and Best Youth Actress leading a role in a motion picture drama at the Young Artist Awards. So good for those kids, you know?
I didn't think either of them did a very good job.
Well, there you go. That's David's perspective.
I didn't think either of them did a good job. I'm not good for those kids. Those kids were gifted a box office of $1.1 billion, and they did a shit job in the movie.
Which is funny because that actually was the case for the young male boy. I fucking forget his name, but
Tim,
yeah, that's what his name is. He was auditioning for might have been even maybe for the Schindler's List. It was something else around that year with Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg said to him, like literally promised him, he's like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna get you in a motion picture film this summer or like this year."
So Spielberg said, "You're not a good enough actor to be in Schindler's List, but I'll have you be in this cool dinosaur movie that's going to make so much more money."
Yeah, no, like, you know, like,
hey, I got nothing for you in here because I need good actors. This movie's going to win, like, Best Actor Oscars and be nominated for Best Picture. But this cool dinosaur movie that's going to make so much money in the box office, you can run and be scared in.
Don't worry, you're going to be set for fucking life.
Yeah.
This is the one and done, kid, all right?
Good for that kid.
No, yeah.
He's like, acting ain't your thing, but you'll make enough money off this dinosaur movie, you'll be set.
You'll be fucking set.
Fucking bulletproof.
So, yeah, good for Joseph Mazzello.
Good
his fucking name.
Good for him.
Tim.
Good
Timmy.
Timmy. All right, we jumping in or what, Brady?
Dude, let's fucking dive. Dive in.
This movie starts, there's some dark, spooky bushes.
Well, actually, I want to say really quick, too, one thing I did enjoy, just a little bit of nostalgia, is the Universal intro. It was like it was made from fucking Play-Doh. I don't know if you guys know the old one, but it's not like it is today.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know if you picked up on that, but it just...
So I fast-forwarded through the Universal.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I like that.
I normally don't. But I was like, let's get to this movie.
Let's get to the fucking
Let's get to
good
some
part.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So we see dark, spooky bushes, and then we see a bunch of people wearing Jurassic Park hard hats. There's a guy with a safari hat on. He wears a safari hat this whole movie.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
And they're all wearing or holding these weird-looking guns that aren't guns. They're like...
Or are they guns?
No, they're kind of like a taser, like a taser gun.
Yeah. And then there's a forklift carrying in a big crate. Safari guy, he tells the team to move in with the tasers on, full charge. So they get up to the big crate, and there's a dinosaur in there. We can just barely see it in there, and it makes like a noise and moves around, and they're like, whoa! And then he's like, get back in there. Go get it. And then they move in, and they move the crate to where it needs to go. Safari Hat calls, he goes, Gatekeeper! Get up there and close the gate! The guy who is apparently the gatekeeper gets up there, closes the gate.
Or opens the gate.
Or opens the gate and then goes to close it, and the dinosaur, like, hits the gate and knocks him off.
So, like, I was like, at first I was like, how the fuck is it doing this? It's like a multi-ton thing. I was like, oh, wait, well, the people, it's like on tracks. It's like on wheels of some sort, so they can, like, push it up after it's... So, at first I was like, what the fuck? And then I thought about it again. I was like, okay.
And regardless, you're just underestimating the strength of a dinosaur.
I guess.
I assume it could push a crate that, like, 8 guys carried. I assume it's got that strength. People are so it like pushes the thing, and then it grabs the guy's legs.
Yeah.
And it's like slowly dragging him in, and there's people trying to pull the guy. People are freaking out. They're shooting through the slots. And
They're
Safari
chasing the
Hat's
fuck
just
out
yelling.
of this. Yeah. And there was a point where this thing just, like, takes the dude and, like, fucking throws him up in the air and, like, back down to the ground. The guy's, like, trying to hang him up. He's trying to hang on for, like, dear life.
It's just fucking him up. Safari Hat's holding the guy and yelling, "Shoot her! Shoot her!"
No one shoots him.
And then apparently not. And
Yeah.
he loses his grip on the gatekeeper and slowly. And
Yeah.
he gets dragged away. And we assume the gatekeeper is dead.
Yeah, that's that Steven Spielberg suspension right off the bat.
Right off the bat, you're like, oh shit,
Fuck.
here we go.
Yeah.
Next there's this guy in a suit, and he's on a weird wooden platform that he's on a river, and he's standing on this weird wooden, like, floating platform, and he's being dragged in from someone on shore
By a rope.
How long is this fucking rope? And where did he start?
Yeah,
on
like-
that? Like, there's no boat that we see anywhere.
Yeah.
We just see him standing on this, like, 3 foot by 3 foot wooden thing, and
like,
a guy's dragging him into shore, and he's just standing on it.
Yeah.
It's fucking bizarre.
Yeah. And like, they kind of... They put up in, like, writing on the screen, like, they're on some random fucking island near, like, Costa Rica. Like, they're in the middle of fucking nowhere,
Okay.
essentially.
I know they're in Costa Rica later at one point.
Yeah.
So this is... Or it's, we find out. It's
It's
an
like,
island off...
Yeah, it's like an island right off of Costa Rica.
Yeah. The suit, he gets to shore, and he's greeted by the guy from that episode of Seinfeld where he runs the bodega, and he's in 2 episodes. One, Jerry tried to cash a check there that bounced, and it had, like, clowns on it because his grandma sent it to him. And he's in another episode where Kramer gets a rooster and names it Little Jerry Seinfeld, and that guy runs a cockfighting ring.
Oh, nice.
And Kramer brings Little Jerry Seinfeld to go and cockfight
Nice.
for the guy. He's that guy. Think of that actor.
A little bit of cockfighting, a little bit of cock magic.
Yeah.
You know?
Nothing better.
Nothing better.
The suit's pissed that Hammond isn't there.
Yeah, so he's, like, showing up to, like, a meeting. This guy is, like, a lawyer, it seems like, and...
So we find out that he represents the investors of whatever's going on that island.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of people working on the island. You don't know exactly what they're doing, but they're in, like, the background kind of thing. Just
They're mining. They're mining for something.
Yeah. And then we find out...
So the suit's pissed that he's like, we got a $20 million lawsuit. He's like, the gatekeeper's family, they're like, why did he die on that island? That's crazy. We want some compensation.
Yeah, so the investors are
real
very...
quick, I don't know what the gatekeeper was doing, but he ain't worth $20 million, all right?
No. Yeah.
If you're the gatekeeper's family, you start small and you go, hey, I bet you the gatekeeper wouldn't have made $1 million in his lifetime. You go, hey, guys, give us $5 million. And this all just goes away now.
Very quickly.
Yeah, and they would cut you that check in a second. You're asking for $20, and they're like, the gatekeeper made about $8 an hour. Gatekeeper, you guys aren't missing out on $20 million worth of income.
Yeah.
Losing him. I get, like, you lost a loved one that's very
But he
tough.
signed waivers. He knew what he was getting himself into.
Yeah. But maybe not.
Maybe not, but...
Maybe.
But yeah, probably not.
Yeah. But 20, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So the lawyer's there because the investors are feeling shaky now, and he's trying to say, like, oh, well, I basically need to know that you guys are, like, running shit smoothly.
Yeah, and he wants Hammond there. Hammond's daughter's getting a divorce, and he needs to be there, is what Seinfeld cockfight guy says.
Yeah, Hammond's, like, the main dude.
And the suit's like, well, I got to do a very thorough investigation for the insurance company, blah, blah, blah. We need experts to come out here. And he's following the Seinfeld guy into the mine.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think someone like Alan Grant would be perfect to come. And Seinfeld cockfighter's like, you're never going to get Alan Grant. And he's like, yeah, why is that? And he goes, because he's just like me. He's a digger. And as he's doing that, he's looking at, like...
He's looking at a mosquito that's, like, preserved in...
We find out later it's sap. It's fossilized tree sap. But it looks like a green crystal.
And he's looking at it like it's a fucking piece of gold.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Yeah.
We then see a group of nerds, and they're brushing dirt off a big dinosaur fossil out in the desert somewhere. And
yeah, all you paleontologists out there, you're just a bunch of fucking nerds.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we respect you guys. Seriously. Thanks
I
for
don't.
all the hard... Oh, no.
Yeah. Show me the bones, Brady.
Yeah, that's
you were the
true.
one saying this earlier. Show me the fucking bones.
I want to see the bones.
They're all doing a big dinosaur fossil thing. Alan Grant is, like, way far away from them.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Microphone just fell.
I was about to say, what happened there?
Yeah, my microphone, it's on a stand, and the stand just slowly was like, nope, we're not doing this.
It's like a limp dick.
You're calling them nerds. They're not nerds. They work hard.
Yeah, let's see this. Let's see you fucking nerd. Don't even know how to work a mic.
He's like way off in the distance, and he's got this chick with him, who's with him the whole movie. That's his chick.
That's his fucking chick.
And she's like, hey, they're ready. Yeah, come. And they start walking towards everyone. He's like, I fucking hate computers. And then they slam something into the ground.
Yes, and then they said, like, what it's doing is it's, like, sending fucking waves down into the ground, and basically, like, whatever the energy frequency that bounces back up, they're able to get, like, a scan of what's in the ground, which then apparently shows a great picture.
It's fucking perfect.
Yeah, like, it made no sense. It was like a perfect picture of this fucking velociraptor skeleton.
Yeah, and Alan Grant's talking about it, and he's telling everyone how dinosaurs were more like birds than reptiles. And then this little fat kid, he just goes, that's not scary. It just sounds like a 6-foot turkey. And Grant turns around and is like, fuck you just say to me?
Bro.
And his chick's like, uh-oh, here we go.
Dude.
And he goes, and he gets in the kid's face, and he's talking about how badly... He's like, that raptor would fuck you up, man. They hunt in packs. So there'd be like 6 of them. And they just fuck you up. They take this thing, and they shove it into your back.
He has a legitimate velociraptor claw.
And they'll just slowly but surely fuck you up.
He's like, they'll rip your fucking tummy open, your intestine.
No. He said, they'll split open your fat fucking stomach. And you'll be alive while these motherfuckers eat you. Show them some goddamn respect.
Like, literally, dude, what's funny is, like, this was the most appalling thing to me in this entire film.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, it was wild that this guy found it so offensive.
Yeah.
To the point where he got in a small child's face.
So he didn't call him fat or say the F word, but he was aggressive.
He was aggressive. He was offended. Yeah. And he demanded respect.
To the point, while they're walking away, his chick goes, I mean, Jesus, Alan, you should have just pointed a gun in the kid's face if you wanted to scare him.
Like, literally.
And he's like, man, fuck kids. Like, you really want one of those things? And she's like, well, not that fat fucking loser, but but maybe one of our own. And he's like, nah, man, kids fucking suck. They're noisy. They're messy. They're expensive. They fucking smell. And she's like, they smell? They don't smell. He's like, they fucking smell. And then 2 helicopters show up.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? And they're freaking out. And they're like, cover the fossils. Cover the fossils. And he runs up to the guy piloting the helicopter. He's like, what the fuck you doing, man? We got dinosaur fossils right here. You're going to ruin them. And the guy just points. He just points, and he looks over, and it's like a trailer, like a mobile home trailer that someone lives in. Turns out
Go to your fucking trailer.
Yeah, turns out Alan lives there. The guy just points to the trailer. It's where Alan lives, and he's like, all right,
I'll go inside.
Goes inside, and there's an old Colonel Sanders looking guy in
literally.
and he pops open a bottle of champagne and grants.
It's like Santa Claus is like, I want to do a redo. I just want a new style, you know?
Well, he wants to make his quote.
Yeah.
He got paid $2 million to play Crashmore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he pops a fucking bottle of Moet, whatever the fuck. I don't know, bro. I don't drink champagne. What do I look like?
I didn't know what kind it was. I was just saying champagne.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? How do you say it?
Champagne?
No.
Well, I have no idea what you're trying to say.
It's M-O-E-T, the type of champagne. Moet? I don't
Moet?
fucking know. Sorry, people. I'm not a big champagne guy.
Moet? Moet? He pops the champagne and Grant's pissed. He's like, we're fucking saving that. And he's like, oh, you were saving it today, no doubt.
Today is
and
the
the guy's
day.
like, what the fuck you, like, you show up on the helicopter, you're ruining the thing. And he's like, I'm John Hammond. And he's like, oh, Mr. Hammond, I'm so sorry. And then his chick walks in, guns blazing. She's like, who's that fucking dumb motherfucker who showed up? And he's like, sweetie, this is John Hammond. And she's like, Mr. Hammond. Turns out he's been funding their research.
Excavation. Or...
Yeah, he's been funding all that shit. Hammond pours some champagne, and he's talking about how he has a small island with an attraction that will drive the kids wild. But not just the kids. It's everyone's going to love it. And blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I got lawyers that are up my ass, and they're like, I need experts to come sign off on it so I can stay on schedule. So I want to fly you guys out there for the weekend. You can come stay with us, and you'll come sign off on it, give it the okay, let us keep going. And he's like, and if you do that, I'll fund your digging for the next 3 years. And they're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
fucking, where's this plane?
Yeah.
So he's like, you just got to fly on the private jet and come. You got to fly on the private jet, on my private jet, to come to my private island where you guys can help drive the kids wild.
Yeah, it sounds a little suspect to me.
What's the connection you make in your head when I say
dude,
that?
Epstein.
There we go.
100%.
There we go.
This guy is Epstein.
It's fucking great. He's like, kids gonna go wild.
he's taking-
Fly on my private jet to my private island. We'll drive the kids wild, baby. Get over there.
He's taking the kids' genetics,
Yeah.
and he's mixing it with fucking dinosaur DNA. What's going on?
He's just getting
on this
crazy.
island? Yeah.
We're now, a guy gets out of a cab in Costa Rica. Newman from Seinfeld is sitting at a table in this it's like an outdoor restaurant, kind of near the beach. It looks crappy and it looked like a place that was crappy and run down, but the food's probably amazing.
Yeah.
It looked like something like that, like they have the grill outside, like it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Newman sees the guy and goes, Dotson, over here. And Dotson's like, and goes over there and sits down. He's like, you shouldn't use my name. And then he goes, Dotson, we've got Dotson over here, everybody. And no one reacts. And he goes, see? Nobody cares.
Nobody
Nice.
cares about you.
Yeah. He's like, nice hat. What are you, a secret agent? Guy's wearing a hat and sunglasses, like really trying to be
Yeah.
covert. And Newman's like, you don't fucking matter, all right? No one here cares. And no, he did. This is the only scene that Dotson's in.
Yeah, it's the only scene.
So Dotson didn't matter.
Yeah.
He hands Newman a duffel bag with $750,000 in it and tells him he needs to get the embryos of all 15 species off the island, and he'll get him $50,000 per species that he gets the embryo of. And Newman's like, oh yeah. He's going crazy. He gives him a Barbasol shaving cream.
Yeah.
And he's like, that unscrews at the bottom. And like he pulls it out.
could
It's like a
put, like,
secret compartment.
Yeah.
It looked like a fucking high school kid stashing his weed in something like that.
Yeah.
Like the Arizona cans,
Yeah.
and you unscrew it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, we had a couple of those.
looked like that.
Yeah.
And it's like you can put the embryos in that thing. Newman's loving all this. Like, this is sick. And he's like, and they can only last 36 hours, so it's only good if you get it. He's like, well, that's on your fucking driver. He's like, I'll have it at the East Dock at 7 p.m. Tell him to be there on time, and it's on him to get it to you guys in the amount of time that you need it. So we learned Dotson works for another research company, and they want what's going on at Jurassic Park.
Yeah. And basically he's saying that what was his name? Hammond? Hammond.
Yeah.
That Hammond didn't pay him well enough.
So the check comes for the table.
Oh, yeah.
And Newman just stares at Dotson and says, don't get cheap on me, Dotson. That was Hammond's mistake.
Yeah.
And then Dodson pays the bill.
As he should.
Don't get cheap on him.
Yeah. But yeah, we do figure that out, and this guy's just a fucking rat. He's a rat.
I mean, fuck it.
Right?
Why should Jurassic Park be the only ones with dinosaur technology?
Yeah.
I can give Dotson the dinosaur technology, and I can make, was it $1.5 million?
Yeah.
Done, Dotson. Then that's my quote going forward.
Yeah.
It's my rate.
Yeah.
If someone wants to hire me for a job, they got to pay me 1.5, even if I do a bad job.
Yep. Look
Good
at
for
that.
Newman.
Yeah, good for him.
We're now on a helicopter ride. It is Hammond, Alan Grant, and his chick, the suit from earlier, who's wearing shorts now.
Yeah,
He wears shorts for the rest of the movie. He was wearing like a full suit. Now he's wearing shorts.
Yeah.
And never changes out of the shorts. And Jeff Goldblum.
He probably realized the first time he was on that island, he's like, man, it's fucking hot here. I don't know why I wore fucking pants. I'm coming back with shorts.
Smart.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum's the other person.
Jeff Goldblum.
And he asked Grant and his chick, he's like, you guys are big into dinosaurs, huh? And then, like, makes a weird noise. And Hammond's like, don't mind him. He's fucking crazy.
So, a little fun fact. Hammond and,
Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum. They're dressed complete opposites. So, Hammond's wearing all white, Goldblum's wearing all black. And it's supposed to be, like, significant to their characters and how both the characters are basically opposite. So a little fun fact.
That is a fun fact. Because they're completely different.
Yeah.
He keeps talking about, the whole movie he talks about how he's big into chaos. The chaos theory, all that shit. That's like his thing. And then he like sort of aggressively flirts with Grant's chick.
Yeah.
And Hammond then goes, there it is. And we look, and it's a big green island, and it's playing the dun 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 dun. Ba 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 ba.
That's John Williams for you.
Ba 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 ba.
God, this puts you in the spirit, doesn't it?
It does. Like hearing that song, I was like, all right, here we go. Here we go. This, I forgot. I was like, I love this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, let's get into this now. Because up until that, I was like, it's kind of whatever. And I was like, oh, there's the music.
Yep.
Let's get it going.
God, dude, how much a difference fucking music plays sometimes, you know?
Right?
Like,
it's all about the score, baby.
Yeah,
it's all about the score.
Woo.
They have to drop in fast.
But before they drop... Oh, yeah, okay. You're getting to it.
Yeah, they have to drop in fast, so it's going to be a little bumpy. And Grant's seatbelt is just two female ends. And he's like, I can't, what do I...
I don't think it was that. I think he was just so... Just never fucking flies.
No, he pulls up two female ends.
No, I know.
And he's like, fuck do I do? And Hammond's like, you gotta... He was like confused that you gotta take that over there. And he's like, fuck. Because everyone else is wearing a seatbelt.
No, yeah. I was taking it like as if he accidentally took the female end from his girl, from Dern or whatever her name is.
Her seatbelt's on.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone but him is wearing a seatbelt.
Oh, look at that.
So the helicopter just had like...
I thought this motherfucker couldn't figure out how to put on a seatbelt the whole time. And I'm like, what?
No, like that should have been a red flag for Jurassic Park. He'd be like, I mean, this isn't good. Start your helicopter. How did no one figure this out until this point?
That is so funny because that is a good little fun fact that I didn't even read about. That's like a good indentation that is gonna...
Shit's about to get weird.
Yeah,
like,
that shit's not all gonna be...
They can't even have seatbelts.
Yeah, exactly.
So he just ties the seatbelt around his waist. And they drop in. Two Jurassic Park Jeeps pull up and pick everyone up.
It's a cool spot. It's like right on like the...
Oh, it's sick. It's like
it's
a
like
waterfall.
It's a
There's
fucking
helicopter
waterfall.
Dude,
it's like you're in a dream. Like,
yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
They go through this electric fence, like a gate at the electric fence. And there's a sign that says 10,000 volts of electricity, which I imagine is a lot of electricity.
I'm no electrician, but it's got to be a lot.
In the thing, the suit, in the Jeep, the suit looks at Hammond and says, you have 48 hours. Or that if in 48 hours the investors aren't happy, I'm not happy. And I'm going to shut this park the fuck down.
Yeah, the lawyers are fucking...
Yeah, the lawyer's like, I'm here representing the investors who are funding this place, and if it's not up to what they're expecting at this point. We're going to shut this thing down. 'Cause you got people dying. We're getting lawsuits.
And Hammond's like, in 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apologies.
Great line.
Yep.
Hammond then makes the driver stop. And when Grant's Jeep stops, he looks around and like everyone's like, why'd we stop? And then Grant just doesn't say anything. He's freaking the fuck out. His girlfriend's reading something.
No. She's got a leaf, like a ginormous leaf that was from the Cretaceous period, and she's like,
Oh, I thought it was like a map. It was
No.
huge.
No, yeah, it's a giant leaf, and she's like, this is insane. This plant has been extinct for 60 million years or some shit.
And he reaches and grabs the top of her head and just turns it so she looks where he's looking. And it's a huge fucking long neck dinosaur, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
The Brachiosaurus.
The
whatever.
Brachiosaurus.
It's just standing there eating leaves off a tree. And he's like, there's a fucking dinosaur right there. Holy shit. What the fuck? And he gets out. He's like, what the fuck is going on? He's looking at everyone. He's like, this is fucking real? The suit goes, oh, we're going to make so much fucking money off of this place. Are you kidding me?
It kind of pissed me off how close the long neck was almost. I mean, never until I rewatched it now and I'm being overly critiqued, but I'm like, you would hear that motherfucker from a mile away.
Yeah.
There's no way it's 20 feet from you, and now you're just noticing this.
It's right there. And he's like, whoa. He gets out and he asks Hammond. He's like, this is crazy, man. This is fucking crazy. He's like, how fast are they? And Hammond thinks for a second. He goes, we clocked the T-Rex at 35 miles per hour. And he goes, excuse me? The fuck did you just say to me?
And he starts
T-Rex here?
He starts to fucking pass out.
Yeah. He has to sit down. And then Dr. Grant walks over to him, or not Dr. Grant, Hammond walks over to them and goes, Dr. Grant's chick, welcome to Jurassic Park, and does like a hand gesture, and then we look over to the side, and there are just hundreds of dinosaurs just walking around.
So here's another
Crazy.
little fun fact, too. There's a part where the long neck sits up on its two legs and its fucking back tail, and apparently that's impossible. So apparently, like, paleontologists were like, yeah, they don't have the bone structure to actually be able to do that. So that was fake.
I mean, dinosaurs ain't real, bro.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So there we go.
Show me the
Dinosaurs never
bones.
just, those paleontologists wasted their lives.
Yeah, a little fun fact.
like,
Long
you
necks
can't-
can't stand on two legs.
You can't stand on two legs. That don't happen.
Bullshit.
Grant notices that they move in herds, and he's very happy with that.
It's like, oh my god, they do move in herds.
Grant asked Hammond, he's like, how the fuck did you do this? He's like, this is crazy. How'd you do this? And he's like, I'll show you. Don't you worry, I'll show you.
He puts his finger on his lips. Shh. It's gonna be okay.
They then show up at a building that looks just like the building we were talking about Islands of Adventure earlier.
Yeah.
It looks just like the building where the dinosaur ride is.
Yeah.
Which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
There's a big, for those of you who haven't been, there's a big dinosaur like water ride where there's a big drop and you think a T-Rex is going to eat you, but you go underneath it on the big drop.
They did it right.
Yeah, it looks just like Jurassic Park looks just like it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Even
I don't know if
the
they
stores and shit look like this.
Like I don't know if they went to Islands of Adventure and were like, oh, we got to make something like this or what, but it's sick. It's pretty fucking sick. Hammond says this is going to be the greatest amusement park on the planet because they have fucking dinosaurs. Like, yeah, it would be. He's like, it's going to be the amusement park. It's going to be the greatest ever because I don't know if you guys saw, but we have fucking dinosaurs out there.
Yeah.
So
What's funny, too, is right when you walk in, there's a big banner thing that's hanging and says, when dinosaurs ruled the earth.
Yeah.
No, they're fucking ruling again, motherfucker. You set those motherfuckers free.
Set them out. Let's get it.
Yeah, and now
Grant says we're out of a job. And
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum goes, don't you mean extinct? Fucking love Jeff Goldblum, but I hated that line.
yeah, so fucking corny.
Yeah.
I bet Jeff Goldblum fucking hated that line.
I'm sure.
It's like, do I really gotta fucking say this?
Yeah. They then go into a movie theater, and there's a weird video where Hammond's on the screen, and he's interacting with himself on the screen, and telling them to say hi to him on the screen, and talks about blood. And
Yeah.
he's like, there's a bunch of DNA and blood.
That's why we gotta get all the kids in the park for
You gotta get them in there for the blood, you know? And he's like, we fucking you got to have blood to clone people. So what we did was we found fossilized mosquitoes inside of tree sap, and we took the dinosaur blood out of the mosquitoes, and we mixed it with frog DNA, and boom, dinosaurs.
And
like it's way longer than that, but that's what he said. Like we found mosquitoes with dinosaur blood in them.
Took the blood, mixed it with frog DNA,
and then fucking genetically made dinosaurs. Hammond explains how the score is going to be much better in the future, and that the tour, he's like, normally it'll be like, boom, boom, score, yeah, scary, and then let's move on, and like there's railing in front of everyone, it goes down like a roller coaster.
Yeah. And
they start moving, and they drive past a lab with a bunch of fucking science nerds, and Hammond, oh, the fucking suit, he looks at Hammond, he thinks that it's not real people in the lab.
And yeah, that was a crazy line.
And he goes, the actors, are they all autoerotica?
Like he thought they were fucking robots.
He said autoerotica.
Yeah, I don't know.
So autoerotic asphyxiation is when you choke yourself while you masturbate.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, there are famous people who have died by autoerotic asphyxiation. And he says, are they all autoerotica?
So are you telling me that was just like...
And Hammond cuts, so he didn't know how to say it. And Hammond says, no, they're no animatronic. So, like, the guy was trying to say animatronic. And he said, not the actor. I'm sure the actor didn't fuck that line up. The character was trying to say animatronic and said autoerotica. And Hammond's like, no, there's no animatronic.
That's the writer was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I enjoyed it. There's no animatronic people, and he's like, the tour keeps moving, and Grant's and his chick and Jeff Goldblum are like, no, fuck you, like we're going into the lab.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's just
Cut
real.
We're going in there. We're all scientists. This is obviously where we want to stop.
And it's like my point is, this is the first red flag for me. If these people are just allowed freely within this, probably needs to be airtight. Like you can't have certain germs. Like I'm sure everyone has to be sterile in there or something. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like allow random people to come into this place where they're like genetically making dinosaurs.
Sure you can.
I guess, yeah.
They did.
It's Jurassic Park.
But it's three scientists that were brought there to...
But at the same time, someone from China right now is like, dude, listen, I'm making Jurassic Park. There's no fucking way it goes down like this. You got to go through like 20 fucking doors.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But they would say it differently than you just said it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're Chinese. Jeff Gold, they go in. Oh, there's an egg that hatches as soon as they walk up to it.
Yeah, bullshit.
And one of the scientists says
that's my biggest problem with this.
all the dinosaurs are female, so there's no uncontrolled breeding. And Jeff Goldblum's like, it's not fucking possible. And the guy's like, no. We control their chromosomes, so they can't be male. And Jeff Goldblum says, that's impossible. Life always finds a way.
And then a bunch of people were like getting on him. They're like, what do you... Nah. And he like kind of insists and like goes on a little bit more about how life will find a way. He makes some kind of comparison to some other animal doing something in the wild. I forget what it was, but...
I don't know, it was nerdy and dumb.
Yeah, but it was somehow like a certain animal was able to survive on and being in a similar scenario or situation or something.
Yeah, but fuck that animal.
Yeah, but fuck that
Like,
animal.
that animal ain't no raptor.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Grant's holding the baby dinosaur and asks what breed it is. And the scientist says, oh, it's a raptor. And Grant's like, oh, that's not good. Like,
he looks at him and he goes, you bred raptors?
And I don't know, like, did he think they wouldn't?
Dude, if you're, like, what, you think they stopped at the T-Rex? Like, come on, bro.
He's like, they made a T-Rex, but no raptors.
Yeah.
Like.
What the fuck do you think?
Like, yeah. Like, what do you.
And like, as if the raptors.
That's what surprises you?
Yeah, like, the T-Rex wasn't worse than the raptors, was my thing. I mean, he gives so much respect to these raptors.
He fucking loves raptors.
Yeah.
He's like, they're the best.
Yeah.
And they're the smartest dinosaurs in
exactly.
this.
Like, the smartest, the most
they hunt in packs.
Territorial.
They ate that fat fucking little kid while he was still alive.
That's right, David.
Yeah, that's what they do. Grant is now like out in front of the building, and Hammond goes up and tells him to come inside. They have a lunch prepared by gourmet chefs. And Grant sees a bull is being craned into this big, like, enclosure area. And he's like, I'm not going inside. What the fuck's going on there? He's like, oh, they're feeding them. And he's like, oh, yeah? He's like, yeah, but let's go inside. The chef made Chilean sea bass. You're going to love it. And he's like, nope.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to watch these raptors eat this fucking cow.
So they drop the cow in, and we can't
It's
see.
actually a bull. Like, it had horns. I remember watching and being like, oh,
Yeah. So you
maybe
know
it could put up a fight.
You know, I even put bull down here.
Nice.
But you said cow.
I fucked up.
So I just, like, I'm not even going to check my notes, whatever. It was a cow.
No, it was a bull.
Fuck human. Yeah, it had the horns.
Would have been cool.
Which is just a male cow.
Would have been cool just to see this fucking bull just fling a fucking raptor.
Would have been a
Nuts.
different movie. That's for sure. Grant's watching the feeding through the trees, but we can't see anything. Safari Hat walks up, and he's talking about how the raptors, how fast they are, how high they can jump. He's like, they're super intelligent. They have problem-solving abilities. They're fucking geniuses.
And he was like,
he's like, there's a female in there who's the leader of the pack. She killed 2 other ones and established dominance, and is now her pack.
and they say there was like they're in an electric fence, and they kept attacking the fence in different spots because they remembered. They were like, they knew which spots they already tried, and they kept trying different spots, saying like he remembered they worked together.
They wanted to find weak points in the fence.
Yeah.
They never attacked the same part twice.
So they're smart as fuck.
The crane then pulls up the harness, and it was just all fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, they went to town on everything.
Yeah.
We're now at lunch, and the suit's talking about how they can charge whatever the fuck they want.
It's like 2,000 a day, 10,000 a day.
Because they're an island with fucking dinosaurs on it. Of course they can charge whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, literally.
Who's going to be like, I think that's too expensive? But it's a dinosaur.
But Hammond, he's a generous man.
He's like, I don't want this just to be for the super rich. And the suit goes, you're right. Maybe we can have a coupon day. And then laughs. Jeff Goldblum says that the lack of humanity, or the lack of humility being displayed before nature right now is staggering.
which is a pretty decent
And
line.
the suit tries to shut him the fuck down. He's like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Jeff
Well,
Goldblum.
it's funny how...
He's like, you back the fuck off right now. And Hammond's like, no, I want
to hear what he's got
to
to
hear what he's
say.
got to say. Yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum says that yielding this he says that they're yielding this power like a child who just found their dad's gun.
Yeah. Which is wild.
He's like, you guys didn't use discipline to make this. They use theories that people way fucking smarter than you had already discovered, and you patented it, and you slapped it on a lunchbox, and you're trying to sell it. He's like, you guys are so preoccupied with whether or not you could do this, you didn't stop to think of whether or not you should do this.
Yeah. He's like, you didn't attain the responsibility or something else to be able to really acquire. Like, basically, you shouldn't be able. Like, you didn't learn the lessons along the way.
Yeah.
To know how to keep these animals or dinosaurs contained properly because of that.
Yeah. Hammond's his argument is that condors are near extinction. And if he built an island for fucking condors, Jeff Goldblum wouldn't say shit about it.
Wouldn't say fucking shit.
And Jeff Goldblum's like, yeah, but, nature decided that dinosaurs no longer existed. That was natural selection. They selected dinosaurs to die. Humans are building dams, and there's deforestation that are causing the condors' extinction. So you're right, I wouldn't, but it's because it's our fucking fault that the condors are almost gone. Look, are condors extinct?
I don't know.
Pause. And we're back. So condors in 1987 were considered extinct in the wild, but there were some in captivity. And they've since been reintroduced into the wild, but are considered extremely endangered.
Look at that.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Hammond goes on talking about how important this discovery is, and Jeff Goldblum cuts him off and says, what you call discovery?
Oh, yeah, this is a great line.
I know it's a great line, all right? I don't need you to talk up the line before I say it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What you call discovery, I call rape of the natural world.
Yeah.
So it's a great line.
No, yeah, it's a great line.
It's a fucking great line. Grant's chick then is like, dinosaurs have no idea what century it is. They'll defend themselves violently if they have to. It's like there's no way you can control that. Like you have no idea how they're going to react to all this. It's too new. And Hammond's like, I want to hear Grant's opinion. He's like, Grant, come on. And Grant says 65 million years separates dinosaurs and men. And there's no way of knowing how they'll coexist. And Hammett's pissed. He's like, this fucking blood-sucking shyster lawyer over here. He's on my side? He's the only one on my side? You motherfuckers who I brought to defend me against him? He's not happy about this.
Yeah, it's funny.
And then a guy comes in and whispers to Hammond, and Hammond goes, they're here. We're like, whoa, what's this going to be? Go to the lobby. Everyone's walking to the lobby, and his fucking grandkids walk in. And I'm like,
fuck.
Whatever. They all go getting into these cars that are on tracks. So it's like they do a tour, but it's cars that you're not driving. They just ride on the tracks and go to where they're supposed to go.
You've seen these fucking cars. They're iconic.
Yeah. Jeff Goldblum looks at Grant and tells Grant that he's going to ride with his chick. He's like, I'm going to go ride with your bitch. She's my little wink. And the grandson has read the book that Alan Grant wrote, and he's just talking about it and following him everywhere, and Grant gets into the back car and the kid's right there, and then he gets out and walks over to the other car and gets the kid to go into that car and then closes the door and walks away from the kid. He wants nothing to do with this kid.
Which is just
this kid won't shut the fuck up about Grant's book.
Yeah, exactly. The kid is idolizes.
Let's talk to the science guy.
Yeah. Fucking read his whole book. And the guy's
nah.
immediately like, nah, you read my whole book? Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want shit to do with this. Grant, he ditches the kid, and then the kid's sister's right up in Grant's face. And he goes, your bitch told me I should ride with you. He's like, oh, your bitch told me that I should ride with you so she can stay in that car and fuck Jeff Goldblum.
Makes sense.
And he's like, okay.
Oh, this is a big role for Jeff Goldblum at the time. And literally they overdo him trying to be sexy. We'll get to it, but don't worry.
Yeah, it's fucking over the top.
Yeah.
That's not how the car situation worked out, though. It's Jeff Goldblum and Grant's chick sit up front with Grant in the back seat, and then the other car, the suit's up front with the kids in the back seat. Inside, Hammond and Safari Hat are in the lab, and Safari Hat's saying, we got a storm coming tonight. This might be bad. And he's like, let's see if it doesn't. And then he tells Samuel L. Jackson to pull up the video cameras on the screen so he can spy on everyone. And Samuel L. Jackson pulls it up. They're taking the tour.
What's funny is I know back in the day, probably
when Daddy had no money.
Yeah,
Mama wrapped the Christmas presents
but
up
isn't it
and stuck them under the tree and said some of them were from me because Daddy couldn't buy them. I'll never forget that Christmas. I sat up the whole night crying.
Yeah. Is that Marky Mark? Eminem?
Yeah.
I was like, it's either Eminem or Marky Mark. I don't even remember what I was going to say. Fuck it, let's move on.
Yeah, taking the tour. The first dinosaur are those ones I've only seen them in Jurassic Park 1. I don't know if they exist in real life.
Yeah.
They spit poison. They'll come up later.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see them, though. Yeah. Nothing comes out. There's something going on with the headlights that is apparently Newman's fault in the war room. They're yelling at him, and he's like, well, if I made more money, maybe I'd get this stuff done. He's like, we're not having this fucking conversation, Newman. This is crazy. He's like, it's the most important weekend since we've opened, or since we've been in existence.
Yeah.
He's like, you're pulling this shit now? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Newman tells Samuel L. Jackson, he's like, I'll fix it later. Once they get back, I'll fix it. Everything will be fine. Safari Hat tells everyone over the thing that they're approaching the T-Rex exhibit and to be quiet. While they're waiting for the T-Rex, Jeff Goldblum says, God creates dinosaur. God destroys dinosaur. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaur. And then Grant's chick says, dinosaur eats man. Woman inherits the earth. And everyone shoots her a glance.
She just keeps looking forward. Yeah. She's looking into the future.
Samuel Jackson radios in to keep watching the fence. They're going to try to lure him out. They put a goat.
Yeah. Guess it's not the greatest of all time.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, it's the T-Rex.
That's cute. It's cute what you did. Granddaughter's scared. And
shitting bricks too, bro. If they're putting a goat right next to this fucking...
you'd be shitting bricks?
It's like 15 feet away from the car.
It's an electric fence. That's your trust issues. I was like, we're going to be fine, and this is going to be bananas. How sick it would be. You're going to see a T-Rex for the first time in your life, and it's going to be ripping a goat apart? Best case scenario.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Best case scenario.
I'd be fucking scared, dude.
The suit says, "What's the matter, kid? You never had lamb chops?"
Yeah.
And the brother goes, "She's a vegetarian."
Ugh.
Grant says, he's like, T-Rex doesn't want to be fed. The motherfucker wants to hunt. He's like, you can't suppress 65 million years of gut instinct.
Which makes sense.
Jeff Goldblum gets his face right up in the camera and asks if eventually they'll have dinosaurs on their dinosaur tour.
Oh, yeah, and that pisses Hammond off.
Hammond says, I really hate this man.
Yeah.
He's upset. Jeff Goldblum is then getting super handsy and flirty with Grant's chick.
Oh, I mean, he's talking about the chaos theory, and he's talking about unpredictability and all this bullshit, and he starts dropping water droplets. Like, first off, come on, bro. You're dropping water droplets on my girl's hand, and he's talking about the unpredictability, the water droplet's going to roll one way or another off the hand.
But what's Grant doing while all this is happening?
Jacking off. he's like,
oh, yeah, talk about the water. Yeah.
Drip the
Babe, you like it when he talks to you about water, right?
Yeah, you fucking like that.
It's so chaotic.
Yeah, let him drip the water on the hand.
And then
he's got the night vision goggles on. He's like, yeah, he's zooming in with the night. All right, enough.
Grant gets out of a moving car, and eventually everyone follows him. Newman is watching the cameras to see. He's like, we see him look at where the embryos are, and then we see him look at the dock, and he's kind of just planning out his. I'm gonna steal all this shit. Here's where I need to go.
What's funny, the safari hat fucking dude is like, I told you you're supposed to fucking put locks on the doors because they're getting out the car. And it's not like there's a fence at this part. Like, they are in Jurassic Park at this point.
Absolutely. The kids still. He's shitting on Grant. He's like, you really think dinosaurs are birds, huh? You think they're birds? Huh, Mr. Birdman? You think the dinosaurs are birds? They don't look like birds.
Well, earlier
they don't look like birds. That's what he was saying earlier with the book. He was like, you really think they're birds?
Well, even in the very beginning, everyone was like, are you sure they come from birds or something like that? And he was talking about the way the pelvis is fucking rotated a certain way. Like all these little things that I guess they have in common with birds.
That fat fuck question.
Yeah, that's it.
Put that fat fuck right in his face.
Yeah.
Right in his place. The granddaughter falls, trips, and Grant goes and helps her up, and then she won't let go of her hand. Like it was a ploy. I'm hold the guy's hand.
Yeah.
We then hear some grunting, and come to find out it's a fucking Triceratops.
It's a sick.
Just laying there grunting.
That's kind of what it sounded like.
The dude hit her with a tranquilizer, so she's sedated, and he's like, she's sick. I don't know what it is, but something's off. She's not feeling so well. And they fucking love it. They're like, holy shit, this is Triceratops.
Yeah.
Alan's fucking hugging up against it. He's like, oh my God.
Well, he's trying to listen into the belly.
Yeah.
He likes the fucking intestine noises.
Grant's chick notices that there's some West Indian lilac and says she probably ate that. And the guy's like, I don't think she did. And she's like, I think she did. I need to dig through her shit to find out. And the guy's,
fun fact time.
The guy's like, be my guess, it was real dinosaur shit?
No.
Oh.
But apparently this actress,
fun,
it's not going to be as fun. But this actress apparently anytime she would meet with fans or go on tour or anything, no one would shake her hand. Like all the kids would
they would bring a container of their shit and ask her to sort through it.
Yeah.
To see.
To
see what they've been eating.
But at the end of the scene, you don't see her wash her hands, and Jeff Goldblum even says, I hope you wash your hands or some shit. So apparently a bunch of kids for years never shook her hand because they believe she never washed her hands. And that's what she stated. She made that statement.
I mean, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. She's like, people wouldn't fucking shake my hand for years.
I would lick her hand. I'd just go right up and go, that's good Triceratops shit.
She's like, I'm basically known as the poop lady hand.
There's a storm coming, and they're radioing in. They all need to get in the car. Grant's chick's digging through the shit, and they're
Digging.
and it's not West Indian lilac. How about that?
She doesn't know what the fuck it is.
Everyone except for her leaves. She wants to stay with. There's a dude there working. She wants to stay and still check out the Triceratops, see how it's doing, see if she can help out.
And there's a thunderstorm rolling in. So, a couple of fun facts. First, this was the only they shot this like on location. This was the only thing that they shot in. They're actually shooting in Hawaii right now, and
Hawaii.
Hawaii,
Hawaii.
Hawaii, huh?
Hawaii.
Hawaii,
Hawaii.
Hawaii, Hawaii, right?
Something philatelist philanthropist. What was the first?
I don't know.
It's something philatelist philanthropist.
Yeah. But, little fun fact, so they shot this, like, actually where they were. Like, it wasn't on set. All the other dinosaur shit was, like, on set, apparently. And this is, like, one of the last things that they shot in Hawaii because one of the worst hurricanes ever to hit Hawaii hit there. And that's what made them end filming in Hawaii. And then they ended up going back to L.A. and shooting everything else on set.
Probably Katrina, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty wacky.
Yeah.
So she stays with the Triceratops. Everyone else leaves. Newman's on the phone with his guy at the docks, and the guy's like, "Storm's rolling in. We gotta fucking roll." He's like, "You give me my fucking 18 minutes." He's like, "I need 18 minutes to shut this shit down and go get it. You give it to me. Give it to me." And the guy's like, "No promises." He's like, "I'll see what I can do, but no promises." Hammond is upset. He's like, He's like, "It's the first time we had people. It's our first tour that we tried running. We had 2 no-shows and a sick Triceratops."
So he's pissed.
He's like, "What the hell?" And Samuel L. Jackson just looks at him and goes, "Could have been worse, sir. Could have been a lot worse."
Motherfucker.
Yeah, that was racist.
He's iconic for the motherfucker, bro. Would have been great if he would have threw it in.
I've never heard him say motherfucker. Not in Pulp Fiction, not in Snakes on a Plane.
What does he say?
He says whatever is in the script.
Don't play with me, bro.
I've never heard Samuel L. Jackson say motherfucker, motherfucker, bad motherfucker, motherfucking snakes on a motherfucking plane. Like, I've never heard him say any of those things.
You know what? Actually, now that you say that, you got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad. All right, well.
Think before you talk on Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I get it.
Newman awkwardly asks if anyone wants a soda. He's like, "Yeah, anyone want soda? I think I'm going to go to the machine. Because I ate all those sweets earlier. I'm thinking I get something salty." I finished debugging. I told you I was going to debug, so I finished debugging everything. And, the system will probably just be compiling for about 18 to 20 minutes, so they might go on and off for a little while, but it's nothing to be scared about. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Acting very suspicious.
Yeah. You're talking exactly how I was talking.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're all like, "All right, whatever." And he goes and hits a button to start the shit, and then he leaves the room. We're back in the car. It's raining, and the car stopped, and Grant asks Jeff Goldblum, he goes, "You got kids?" He goes, "Oh, yeah. 3 of them." He's like, "I love kids because it's ultimate chaos. Anything can happen. Who knows? It's fucking ridiculous."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Same thing with wives." And he's drinking out of a flask, and he offers some to Alan. Alan turns him down. He goes, "You married?" And he's like, "Yeah, occasionally." That's the best way to answer that.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
So this guy's just a fucking pimp, is what we basically come to find out.
Newman is like, he's got his watch and he's counting it down, like waiting for the systems to go down, and then he makes his move to go do his shit. Samuel L. Jackson notices that the systems are down, and he's like, "Oh, it's weird. The systems are down." And Hammond goes, "Yeah, that's what Newman said was going to happen." Like, gotta learn to listen, Samuel L. Jackson. Like, he's kind of annoyed. He's like, "Yeah, Newman said it would happen. All right.
Yeah,
he's our best IT guy. I trust him. So get off his ass."
Which is weird because, like, what is Samuel L. Jackson's main position? Like, is he
who
just
the fuck knows?
Yeah, right.
He's Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
he's a cop or a SWAT team guy or a gangster. Or he's the house N-word
Oh my
in
God.
Django. He's any of these roles. Newman, he stole all the embryos, and now he's driving one of the Jeeps. He turned off all of the fences except for the raptor fences. Raptor fences are still on.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's weird.
What's funny, too, is, once again, that was the most concerning fence, was the raptors. It wasn't the T-Rex. It was the raptors.
I agree.
Okay.
T-Rex you can hear coming, you can avoid. The raptors, they get out, you're like, oh, shit.
I don't know what the fuck's
We
going
got just a group of raptors somewhere out there.
Yeah, that's true.
T-Rex is going to be fucking boom, boom. And you can be like,
Yeah.
all right, stay away from all those loud booms. Newman's off-roading, and he hits the sign that says how to get to the east stock and, like, fucked up the arrow so he doesn't know which way he's going. Samuel L. Jackson is trying to hack into Newman's computer, but a graphic of, it's like an animation of Newman pops up, and it goes, you didn't say the magic word.
Which is, and it, like, pops up all over the screen and everything.
Yeah, he took some time fucking with him.
Yeah, like, he's a fucking asshole.
The
Not
phone's
like, man, he must have been barely paid. Like, he's got some, like, real grudge going on.
Absolutely. He's going to go make $1.5 million doing that, too, though.
Yeah.
It's like, this is my worth. The phones are out, too. Hammond tells Safari Hat to find out where the vehicles are stopped. And we find out right away that they're stuck right in front of the T-Rex spot.
Oh, nice.
Grant comes back from the first car into the second car where he's with Jeff Goldblum. And he's
They start making out.
no, they don't make out.
Oh, yeah.
Grant sucks Goldblum's dick.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that's chaos. Goldblum went to make out, and he stopped him. And then he sucked his dick.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't see that coming.
It did not.
That's chaos,
That's
huh, Jeff Goldblum?
unpredictability right there.
He gets back in the car, and Jeff Goldblum asks how the kids were. And Grant's like, I didn't ask. He's like, why? Well, and he's like, oh, well, kids tend to get scared. And Grant's like, well, there's nothing to be scared of. Why would they be scared? And he's like, I'm not saying I'm scared. I'm saying kids tend to be scared in situations like this.
It was like weird.
Yeah. The grandson's wearing sick-ass night vision goggles.
Yeah.
And the suit tells him, he's like, are they heavy? And the kid's like, yeah, kind of. He goes, then they're expensive. Put them down. The kid doesn't listen because his grandpa runs the fucking park.
Yeah.
Why would he listen to this asshole?
Dude, my grandpa
This shyster lawyer up here.
billions.
Yeah,
You think I give a fuck what you think?
He'll be like, no, my grandpa's in charge here. I'm gonna
Do whatever the fuck I
I'm gonna
want.
wear the goggles, actually.
Yeah, he actually told me where the goggles were. Get the fuck off my back.
Yeah. We hear some booms, and the kid like takes off the goggles. He's like, you guys hear this shit? And then we hear more booms, and there's glasses of water in there, and we see the water shaking.
Oh, the
And we're like,
suspension.
whoa.
This is just like Jaws when dun
It's
Dun-dun.
nothing like Jaws, all right?
You don't think so?
Don't you compare
Come
Jaws
on.
to this. Are you kidding
They're
me?
so alike.
Don't you dare compare Jaws. Because Jaws was dun dun. This was boom.
Yeah, but
And it was on land.
But it got like faster
Braden?
and faster, and the suspension build. And
Braden, was it not on land?
yeah.
Was Jaws not in the water?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
All right? God damn it, Braden. The kid puts the goggles back on and notices that the goat is gone.
He's fucking gone.
Right as the granddaughter says, "Where's the goat?" Blood splatters on top of the car.
Fucking full leg falls on the
and
roof.
you're like, "Whoa, there's the goat!" And we see the T-Rex. He's like just finishing eating it. The suit gets out of the car and
just
runs into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And the girl's like, he left us. He fucking left us.
Yeah,
Like,
what the fuck?
We're kids. The one adult just ditched us. That's crazy. Grant's like, where the fuck's that guy doing?
What the fuck? What's going on?
Jeff Goldblum says,
You're going to be mad that I'm right about everything? Is that it?
no.
Oh.
Jeff Goldblum said, because he runs into the bathroom.
That's right next. Yeah.
Because he runs into the bathroom, Jeff Goldblum says, hey, when you
You
gotta
gotta go. You gotta go.
There we go, Braden.
My bad. I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
line that happens right after this. Yeah.
The T-Rex then rips through the fucking fence.
He probably just fucking rips through it.
And Jeff Goldblum says, boy, do I hate to be right all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah, he is.
Right as Grant is saying they have to be completely still. It's fucking pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
The girl, he's like, we gotta be completely still. The T-Rex can't see us if we're still, which I don't know if that's true, but
So
whatever.
I looked it up, and
but like
it used to be a theory, but now more and more evidence, they think that actual T-Rex's vision was incredible and that they would have spot you.
But I also don't know how, like, I don't know enough about fossils, but I don't know how bones could tell you if an animal could see a moving target. Or
Maybe
see something still.
Maybe
Like,
it tells something about the way that the eye would have developed within the bone or something. I don't know.
I think people are fucking liars and they just make shit up.
Could be.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, well, then they say a bunch of nerdy science shit that no one else understands, and they're like, and because of that, they could only see you if you're sitting still.
They were trying
Fuck
to say
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Right as he's saying this, though, the dumb fucking little girl in the other fucking car starts flashing a fucking flashlight for some dumb fucking reason.
At it, basically.
And her little brother's like, turn the fucking light off, you dumb fucking bitch.
And she's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
But like I do not. What was her game plan there? She's like, I don't think they see this big T-Rex that just ripped through the fence. I'm gonna flash a flashlight, Bill. You guys see this? Look at it. Look at the T-Rex. The T-Rex then roars really loud.
Really loud.
And the kids, they freak out. They freak the fuck out. And then it starts fucking the car up. It starts hitting it and shit. And Grant gets out and, like, gets a flare. And he starts waving it around. And then he throws it into the jungle. The T-Rex starts to go after it.
And then bro.
Like he starts to follow it, and then Jeff Goldblum lights another flare, and he's like, over here!
What's funny is
the T-Rex was almost out of their lives.
Yeah.
And Jeff Goldblum's like, nah. Hey!
And I was reading
Round 2, baby!
Apparently that was Jeff Goldblum's idea, too. So apparently, which is a better idea than what was supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen was the flare was thrown, and then Jeff Goldblum just gets out and is like, hey, just follow me, without a flare. And then Jeff Goldblum's like, no, let me make it more heroic, and I'll get the flare out, and I'll try. Like, he was just supposed to run away, not try to track the T-Rex, and he's like, no, let me be heroic, and I'll add in a flare and try and draw it towards me.
The T-Rex was about to run into the jungle after the flare, and then they all could have left.
But Jeff Goldblum wanted to be heroic.
Everyone would have been okay.
But he literally...
Yeah. And so the T-Rex runs at Jeff Goldblum, fucks him up, not like throws him into
like
the bathroom, knocking all the walls and that thing down, and then homeboy, the lawyer's just sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
And the T-Rex just looks at him. It's a great scene. It's an iconic scene.
Just fucking
just looks
eats
at
him
and then fucking rips him apart.
That part was not in the Chinese version.
That's fucked up.
Just saying, bro.
The girl screams really loud, and Grant grabs her and covers her mouth
because she doesn't understand what the fuck she's doing. Ever.
Grant grabs her and covers her mouth and says, "Your mouth's only good for one. Your mouth's only good for one thing on this island."
I love how David looked at me like I was fucked up, and then just goes on and makes the most fucked up comment.
Your mouth's only good for one thing on Jurassic Park.
I don't care if there is a fucking T-Rex right there.
No, he's like, if we don't move, he can't see us.
Just so stupid.
And then the T-Rex goes up and just keeps fucking with the car,
which makes them move. And then, as if the T-Rex doesn't see them moving, then
and the grandson's still in the car.
Yeah, he's still underneath the car,
and he knocks it. He's fucking with it. Grant and the girl are like rappelling down the side of the ledge right there, and the T-Rex is fucking the car up with the little kid in it, and then knocks the car over the ledge and almost hits Grant and the girl, but Grant rappels like a motherfucker and just dodges it.
So let me say this too: when the little girl and the brother and sister were caught underneath the car, Grant helps the girl out, and as he's trying to help the boy out, his feet get stuck by like his shoes. So like he's like 90% out of the car. That's the last time we see the boy. The boy wasn't underneath the car anymore the last time we left him. It was just his shoes that were caught on like at the edge of like where the window was, and the car was being smushed down. That I remember. Maybe I'm wrong.
He dove back in to hide.
But that's my thing.
Like, here comes a T-Rex.
Now this T-Rex is fucking pushing this car. I'm like, bro, the kid was like basically out the car. This kid's just being dragged on the fucking ground. Like, he's not safe in the car anymore. The car is smushed to the literal floor. We saw that.
Yeah, but he's small, you know?
Yeah.
He can hide in the little crevices, you know?
True, yeah.
Kid gets in the crevices.
It's a movie. I get it. There's fucking dinosaurs. I don't know what I'm talking about.
We go away from there for a minute. We're back inside. Grant's chick made it back. She's in there with Hammond, Samuel L. Jackson, and Safari Hat. Samuel L. Jackson's putting together what Newman did, and he says they're going to have to go through every line of code that Newman did one by one to
how many
get
codes
everything
are
back
there?
up. She's like, how many lines? He goes, about 2 million. Hammond asks Safari Hat. He's like, will you please go get my grandkids?
He's like, now he just said it, and he's like, oh my God, we are fucked.
And Grant's chick says she's going to go with him. And then once they leave, Samuel L. Jackson says he can't get Jurassic Park back online without Newman. He's like,
Once again,
he's
you are
like,
fucked.
He's like, I am not like it's. He wrote all of this code. He's the one who can do it.
This is basically where the third act begins.
Newman is now driving, and he's all lost and shit. And he crashes the Jeep off the road in a way that would have killed him.
Yeah.
Would have absolutely killed him.
For sure. But
And-
somehow gets stuck in a fucking tree.
Yeah, he gets out, and rushing water knocks him down a hill, and he's like wrapping like a drag thing
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
onto the tree so he can use that to leverage himself off. He loses his glasses when he goes down, though.
Yeah.
But
But he's like, oh, I'll buy more. He's still thinking about just being fucking rich.
he's like, I'm gonna be rich. I can buy more glasses. Fuck
Yeah.
those glasses.
Fuck the glasses. I don't care that I'm stuck in a Jurassic Park full of dinosaurs.
And
Can't
then,
see.
and then one like these cool little dinosaurs shows up, and he's talking shit to the dinosaur. He's like, I don't have any food. Look at me. Look at me. I just fucking crashed that car. You think I got food? Get away from me.
So
He's
this
like,
thing is like
he's-
twice the size of a fucking big dog. Like this, you would be scared shitless looking. I mean, it's small compared to like most dinosaurs, but like, and yeah, he can't see it that well. But like, bro, you'd be shitting your pants.
He's
He's
gotta-
kind of scared. You could tell.
You gotta play it cool.
Yeah.
And he like grabs a stick, and he's like, oh, you wanna play fetch? You got fetch. And then he throws it, and the thing looks at the stick, and then just looks back, and he's like, yeah, you fucking idiot. He's like, that's why you're extinct.
Because you don't know how to play fetch.
He goes up, and the fucking thing follows him up there, and he turns around and he's like, what? He's like, the fuck you doing? And then it's like head and neck, like peacocks. It has like
Yeah.
these things flare out.
And they fucking, like a rattlesnake. It's like,
Start shaking, yeah. And it screams, and it shoots goo all over Newman. He's like, oh, I'm all gooey now.
I'm all
I'm all gooey. And then like he keeps walking and gets to the door and turns around and looks at him. It shoots the goo again into his eyes this time.
Because it somehow opened the fucking side door to his car.
The side door was open.
Was the window down or the door was open? I'm talking about like not the driver door, the side, because he went back up to the driver door.
So he opens the driver door. The thing is outside the car right now.
Oh, so it's kind of like going through the window.
The thing is outside the car right now. It shoots him in the eyes. He has the door open. He goes to get in the car, hits his head, and falls. He can't see anything. He's blinded. He drops the Barbasol can. That goes down the hill. He doesn't notice he dropped it.
I thought he shot it like it got shot through the car into
No.
his eye when he opened the door.
No.
Oh.
He then gets in the car, and because he couldn't see anything, the dinosaur, I'm sure, while he was fucking down, holding his eyes, got in the car. And
like,
he
"I'll sit
gets
in the passenger seat."
Yeah, he gets in, looks in the passenger seat, and the fucking thing's there, and it
Yeah.
does that
It
thing.
starts eating him.
Yeah, just starts. We don't see him again. We have to assume he's dead because that dinosaur fucked him the
Great
fuck
if he
up.
showed up in the newest Jurassic World Dominion.
Be great.
He's the main evil guy. He's got like scars all over himself. He's like, I fucking killed that thing.
He's wearing like the dinosaur skin as a coat.
Yeah.
Grant he's rinsing his face because it's all muddy, and he's yelling the boy's name up into the car stuck in the tree. The girl's freaking out. She just keeps going, he left us. He left us. Like, she can't believe that adult was just like, oh, fuck you kids. That's a T-Rex. I'm not fucking with that.
Yeah.
She's like, he left us. And Grant looks at her and he says, that's not what I'm going to do. I promise.
Be great if he was like, yeah,
Stay-
it's a fucking T-Rex. Anyone's going to leave.
He said, now stay here while I go get your brother. And he climbs up to the car. The kid's just sitting in it fine. He's not hurt. He's upset because he threw up. And that's why he wasn't saying anything. He's like, I'm embarrassed. I threw up. I threw up. It's embarrassing. I don't want my sister to know I threw up.
Yeah, I didn't like the
and
way
Grant-
that Steven had this kid play this because the kid should have been like shaking, terrified that he almost died. But instead he's like, I'm a little upset because I threw up.
That's
like that was
why-
like the kid's literal demeanor. It was like, I'm sad.
that was his demeanor. He was going to be playing a child in Auschwitz. And that was the demeanor that he gave off. And Spielberg's like, well, I can't have you fucking... Like, this kid would be terrified. He's about to be killed.
This isn't terrified.
The kid's like... So he's like, I won't tell anyone you threw up. I promise, bud. Come on. He's like, all right, we got to climb down. The kid's like, I can't climb. It's impossible. I can't. It's a fucking big tree.
We're up at like 50 feet.
I can't climb a tree this big. And then the car starts to fall. Oh, no. Grant says, it's like a tree house. Didn't your dad ever build you a tree house? And the kid's just like, nah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's what it is. So
he's
we'll
like, yeah, neither did I.
We'll figure it out. And the car starts to fall. So he's like, we gotta fucking go, kid. The car almost hits them a few times, but gets stopped on like the branch right before it would have hit them.
Yeah.
That happens a couple times.
Big suspension music and just this big suspenseful moment that they fucking climb down this tree. You think once when they were close enough, they would just jump off the branch to the ground?
I mean, this kid sucks. There's so many things this kid should have done that he doesn't do.
Yeah.
They get down on the ground and the car falls on top of them.
Oh, dude, yeah, that pissed me off.
But the roof is off, so they're still inside the car.
Well, it was like also the way that the branches were from this big ass fucking tree. It's like, and this kind of pissed me off because this happened to Grant. Not just in this movie, it happened in the third Jurassic Park as well when the two dinosaurs are fighting and he gets caught in between, once again, two branches and the T-Rexes are stepping on top of him, but they don't step on him because he's between two branches. Same thing.
Got the branches saved.
Yeah, he's fucking branches saved this guy's life.
Good for him, dude. He knows his surroundings.
He owes it all to the branches.
He's like Triple H, you know?
Branches and the vines, you know?
It's like Triple H. They call him the cerebral assassin. He knows the inside of that ring. He knows exactly where he is at all times. That's who Alan Grant is.
You're right.
So they said, think Triple H.
Yeah.
It's like, got it.
Fuck.
Grant's chick and Safari Hat pull up to where all that shit happened, and they saw that the fence is broken, and there's nobody in the cars.
And then she notices
little pieces of the suit.
I was going to say Jeff Goldblum's sexy body just lying on the ground.
They're just finding little pieces of the guy, and they're like, oh, I think this is the suit. And then they notice Jeff Goldblum.
She noticed more than just Jeff Goldblum. She knows his sexy body, and she caresses him as she puts him in the back of the Jeep and tells him it's going to be all right.
So,
dude, you guys got to understand, like, this is top-notch Jeff Goldblum right here.
So she looks at Safari Hat and she says, do we chance moving him? And because he's laying there, he's all hurt. And she's like, I don't know if we should move him because it could be more injuries. And then we hear the T-Rex roar. And Jeff Goldblum
leans up, and from there, he does not lay back down. I'm telling you, for almost the entirety of the rest of the movie, he does not, rest his head back down.
I mean, nor should he. Keep your head on a swivel, dude. Shit's getting crazy.
No, but, think about it for the rest of the movie, bro. I swear, he's stuck in the photo, the sexy photo that we're talking about here with Jeff Goldblum. It's like an iconic image of him, laying back, you know what I'm saying? He's stuck in that position now for literally the entire rest of the film. And I was, through the film, I was like, my God, he's in the same position again. Just watch. If you guys didn't notice it, rewatch from this point on, he's in the same stance.
I mean, it's just good sense as an actor. Why learn other stances?
Yep.
When you can do the one stance.
Yeah.
Just nail that shit.
That sexy laying position. You know what I'm talking about.
He says, please chance it, because they hear a T-Rex roar, and he's like, yeah, I'm not
get me
staying
the fuck
here.
out of
He's
here.
like, yeah, please chance it. She sees the other car over the ledge and wants to check it out, but Grant and the kids are gone. Jeff Goldblum is noticing loud booms getting closer, and the puddles start shaking, and he starts
yelling. It wasn't just a puddle either. It was the T-Rex footprint puddle.
There we go.
That much more fucking scary. Can you imagine, dude?
No, I couldn't imagine a T-Rex. Could I imagine?
I remember one time, David, I saw
a T-Rex come at me in the puddle.
No, I saw a mountain lion footprints when I was hiking up in LA one time in this hike, and I was already shitting bricks. So imagining a fucking T-Rex and you hear it getting closer.
Yeah.
This is suspense to the fullest fucking degree.
Jeff Goldblum starts yelling that they need to get in the car, and Safari Hat and Grant's chick, they get in the car and start driving, but the T-Rex is there now, and it's hot on their trail. And she is literally... I rewound it because I was like, she has to be saying something else, and I'm just not understanding it. No, she is just yelling. shit, 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 shit. Just nonstop. She says like 12 times. She just yells shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like, there's no way she's just yelling shit over and over again. No, she's just yelling shit. So over and over again because the T-Rex is chasing him.
Yeah.
Keeps getting close, but never gets him, and then eventually stops and turns and goes after something else.
Yeah.
They're all happy, and
I gotta say,
Jeff Goldblum makes a fun joke and says, "Think they'll have that on the tour?"
That was actually a good line. Yeah. Good line. Way to end that scene. But I wanted to say before we move too far on, because I have a couple T-Rex facts. So they had an actual legitimate live action T-Rex robot, and this T-Rex had many like malfunctions.
I thought I was about to cut you off, so I thought you were like, they had an actual T-Rex on the set. And I was going to be like, all right, we're moving on.
No, like live action where it's like, yeah, it's like a legitimate robotic T-Rex. And it had many different malfunctions, which I'll get to like throughout the film. But one of the malfunctions was when the kids were in the car and it initially attacked the car and it broke. So the car has a, what's it called? For the ceiling, it's
glass ceiling.
Yeah, glass ceiling. It wasn't supposed to do that. It wasn't supposed to break through. So the T-Rex pushes through the glass, or like it's like a plastic. It's not even like glass because it didn't break into pieces, but it like fell on top of them and they were like pushing against it. And there was like a moment where the T-Rex was like trying to bite them. That was a malfunction. The T-Rex robot was never supposed to go through that part of the car. It was only supposed to go like right to it. And the kids just kept and they were like, that was apparently like them actually freaking out. And what's funny is Steven Spielberg didn't call cut during this malfunction that almost fucked up these kids. Literally by like, we're talking about inches, like a couple, maybe like a more foot. These kids could have been fucking hurt.
Because those kids were fucking nobodies, all right?
Yeah.
Those kids die on the set of Jurassic Park. Best case scenario for their parents.
But I just found that like...
Best case scenario for their parents.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
I don't know. The kid probably made a shit ton of money from the movie still.
You think more? You think more than they would have made
from a settlement?
More than the parents would have made if their kids died on the set of Jurassic Park?
Maybe because it helped with the careers where they're just making more money.
What have you seen those kids in since?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really helped with their careers. Yeah. And the parents don't care about that. The parents didn't put their kids into movies because they cared about their fucking kids.
Yeah.
They were like, I want to make some money off of this kid. I want to have Hollywood kid paying the bills.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
No, but I just find it fucking hilarious that like he was like, oh no, that was the best take too.
I mean, it was good. It added to the movie.
No, for sure, it did.
Grant's with the kids and they're listening to the T-Rex go crazy off in the distance. And they climb this huge, beautiful banyan tree.
Yeah.
And they see all these long-necked dinosaurs off in the distance. They're making noises, and Grant goes, they're singing. And then he starts mimicking the noises, and they start like looking at him and making the noises back at him. He and the kids, they find a nice cozy spot.
Would have been great if they fucking fucked him. Oh yeah, is that a mating call? Thing comes over, just grabs him, throws him on the ground.
The dinosaur?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think I'm talking about?
I mean, but like him and the kids slept. So like, you ruined my chance at making the joke. Kind of.
I didn't know you were.
I mean, dude, an adult and the two kids got all cozy in a tree together on the private island where the kids go wild. You don't think there was room there for me to come up with something, or for you to at least go that route, make a joke?
Yeah, you're right.
You did a halfway dinosaur having sex with him joke and then made yourself laugh in the middle of the joke and sat back.
I'm always like, I'm not.
You gotta think a couple steps ahead and think of where the joke could be. And if you do the joke, I'm all for it.
Yeah, but see,
you can't halfway do an unrealistic joke and then just give up and laugh and go, yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm just imagining it, and that's just. Yeah, maybe I just gotta get better, I guess, at telling the jokes rather than imagining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
The listener can't see inside your mind.
He understands.
They just hear the words that you say.
Just picture. All right.
They don't figure out where you went with it. I kind of do, and I'm like, all right.
All right, so long net rape.
So him and the kids, they find a nice cozy spot in the tree to snuggle up to, and Grant, he pulls the raptor claw out of his pocket. The girl asks him what he's going to do now that, his fucking job is pointless. He's like, digging for bones means nothing. We got real dinosaurs now. And he's like, well, adapt just like they did. The boy then asks, hey, Braden, what do you call a blind dinosaur?
A blindosaurus. Right? Wasn't that it?
No.
Something like that.
You thought it was blindosaurus?
Something stupid as fuck
thought,
like
you
that.
You thought it was that dumb?
Yes.
Do you think he saw us?
Oh, do you think he saw us? No, because then the second one was...
What do you call a blind dinosaur's dog? Do you think he saw us, Rex?
Yeah.
Because Rex is a common dog name.
Yeah.
Blindosaurus, you
Hubie's,
fucking psycho.
I don't fucking know, bro.
I know Hubie.
Yeah.
The girl asks, what if the dinosaurs come back? What if the dinosaurs come back while we're asleep? And Grant says that he'll stay up all night because we're on the secret private island that drives the kids wild, baby girl. Yeah, see, you made that less funny because you halfway told a joke about a long-necked dinosaur having sex with Grant. Obviously, I had a sex joke coming. He's sleeping with 2 children on the secret island, Braden.
I'm sorry.
And then he tosses the raptor claw to the ground. We then see Hammond. He is alone and eating tons of ice cream at a table because they were all melting. He's like, the power's out. They were going to melt. They were going to go bad. Grant's chick walks up and tells him that Jeff Goldblum's okay and she just gave him some morphine, so he's fucked up. Hammond says he's happy Grant's with the kids. He's like, who better than a dinosaur expert to be with them?
While he sits his fucking ass and eats ice cream.
He's just sitting there going to town.
So no, the kids will be fine.
Hammond then talks about running a flea circus. That's how he started in show business. Flea circus, and they have seesaws and merry-go-rounds, and people actually thought they could see the fucking fleas. Can you believe that? He was like, it was all an illusion. They bought it. And he's like, I wanted to show people something. I wanted this to be the first time that what I did wasn't an illusion. And she's like, it's still an illusion. It's an illusion for you to think that you ever had control here.
Yeah.
He talks about how the mistake was having the fences automated and that next time it's going to be better and blah, blah, blah. And she just yells about how, like, people are fucking dying here. Your fucking grandkids are on the loose in your dinosaur park, you psycho.
While you're sitting here eating ice cream.
She's like, there's not going to be a next time. She then takes a bite of the ice cream and goes, it's really good.
Yeah.
And he says,
all right, yeah.
He goes, spared no expense.
Oh, and I forgot to say, he says that line like 20 times throughout this film.
Yeah, spared no expense.
Spared no expense.
Yeah, everything that spared no expense.
Yeah. Which doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because you did.
Somewhere
Everything
they had
is-
to.
yeah.
On Newman. They didn't fucking pay Newman.
That's what it was.
Yeah, you pay Newman, none of this happens.
Yeah.
It's the morning, and Grant's fucking sleeping. He lied to the kids. He's
fucking full of shit.
So he didn't talk about fucking the kids and driving the kids wild. He did say, I'll stay up all night, don't worry.
Yeah.
And she's like, really? She's like, oh, yeah, all night. He's asleep. A long neck's there eating leaves, and it wakes them up. The girl freaks out, and Grant's like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And the little brother's like, they're vegetarians. They don't eat meat. They're fine. And Grant pulls off a branch and starts feeding it, and him and the boy pet it. And then the girl's like, the boy's like, looks like it has a cold. And he's like, yeah, probably. Oh, fucking, shut up, kid. Who cares?
Yeah.
The girl's like, can I pet it? And he's like, yeah. She's like, come here, girl. And then it sneezes, and she just gets covered in snot.
Well, it pissed me off because I'm like, oh, only she gets covered in it? These fuckers are 1 foot away, and they don't get covered in the snot?
It knew not to sneeze on them. Are you kidding me?
True, yeah.
Fucking
What's funny is, though, they were like, oh, well, it's fucking vegetarian, so it won't attack us. It won't do anything to us. I guess if any other animal is not territorial or anything. Or just wants to fuck with animals for, I don't know, for any reason. My point is, why are you so comfortable around a fucking 90-foot tall fucking dinosaur?
It was very friendly.
All right.
Yeah, it was very calm around them. It let them feed. It's like a fucking giraffe.
All right, fine.
You ever been to the zoo? You can feed giraffes by hand.
Which is still a little sketchy.
No, you're fucking...
I've fed giraffes before, David. It's a little sketchy. Imagine that thing just bites your hand.
No, it's not. Dude, my fucking almost 2-year-old nephew can feed giraffes. Like, they're... That's how fucking confident the people running Lion Country Safari are with giraffes' behavior. They let a 1-year-old child feed it. And they're like, yeah, whatever. Nothing's going to happen.
Damn, for real?
They're like, nothing will happen. Give him the lettuce. Give him the lettuce and let him feed the fucking giraffe. Give him the lettuce. Give him the fucking lettuce. Let him feed it. Watch what happens. Oh, it ate the fucking lettuce. Yeah. This is a fucking giraffe, all right? You psycho. That's what you're going to call shenanigans on? You're going to call shenanigans on that? How about the fact that there's dinosaurs in this fucking park, Brain?
They could easily just pick
Call
them up and
shenanigans.
throw 'em.
Call shenanigans on this movie existing.
Bro, maybe it just gets annoyed it's in its way of eating. Maybe it's like, this is my fucking...
So the kids are down on the ground now and they're walking, and the boy's talking about how his sister's a computer nerd, and she's like, I'm a hacker, and you think that means nothing, but it matters later.
Yeah. And then Grant finds a nest of velociraptor eggs, I think, or just eggs.
He just
in
says
general.
dinosaur eggs.
Yeah, dinosaur eggs.
And they're already hatched.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're fucking breeding out here. This is crazy.
Like,
and the kids are like, but Grandpa said they're all girls. He's like, well, Grandpa's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
He says, he explains how they combine the dinosaur DNA with the frog's DNA, and that some West African frogs can change their sex in order to reproduce. And Grant goes, man, Jeff Goldblum was right.
Fuck.
Life found a way.
Yeah, life did.
Back inside, Samuel L. Jackson is freaking out and telling Hammond he's fucking crazy. Hammond's like, we'll never get the system back without Newman, who clearly isn't coming back.
No.
Like, I don't know what the fuck he did, but he's not coming back here. He's like, so we need to shut down the entire system, and everything will go back to the original start mode, theoretically. Samuel L. Jackson's way against it. Safari Hat says they can do the lysine contingency, which is they stop giving the dinosaurs lysine proteins.
Yeah, and then it ends up like killing them if they don't get that.
He explains, like, when they develop the dinosaurs, they can't produce it's proteins that they need in their bodies that they can't produce on their own. He's like, and without it, they'll go into a coma and die. So he's like, we can do that. And Hammond's like, no, we're not fucking doing that. Get the fuck out of here. And then he just looks at Samuel L. Jackson and goes, people are dying. Will you please shut down the systems? And Samuel L. Jackson shuts down the systems. But the power doesn't come back on. But one of the computers is flashing a signal that says ready. So he's like, all right, so it worked. We just need to go over to the maintenance shed on the other side of the park to flip the breakers and get the power back on. He's like, I can do it. You know, give me 3 minutes, he says. So something like that. It's not a lot of time.
Yeah, it says like 3 minutes away, but it then...
He's like, so everyone but Samuel L. Jackson goes into the bunker, and Samuel L. Jackson is going to the maintenance shed.
No, yeah, and it just... Well, I was going
Okay.
to say, like, once when they're heading to the breaker room, it just ends up saying farther away than 3 minutes. I don't know. That's just me.
Grant and the kid, I mean, in movie time, it was 30 seconds.
No, yeah.
So,
But just, like, the way it
Grant-
looked, like...
Grant and the kids they're walking through an open field, which can't be the way to go.
No.
Can't be the way to do it.
Can't be the way to do it.
Kids are complaining about being hot and tired and hungry. And there's a group of Gallimitisons.
Yeah.
It's a breed of dinosaurs. They're running toward them. And Grant mentions how they look like a flock of birds evading a predator. And the kids are like, they're running like right at us. This isn't good. This is going to be real bad. And they start running, and Grant runs, and then it's like in Lion King when Mufasa got killed by the wildebeests.
Yeah.
Like they're running, they hide under a log. And while they're hiding a fucking T-Rex, they watch it from over the side. He comes out of nowhere and just fucks one of them up.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool shot.
Yeah, and like starts ripping them apart. And Grant looks at them and says, bet you'll never look at birds the same way again.
Yeah, because he attacked him and ate him like a bird. So here's a little fun fact.
Thank
The
God.
T-Rex's roar was reportedly a composite of tiger, alligator, and baby elephant sounds. Pretty cool, right? I don't know. I think I could fuck up a T-Rex.
No, I was getting water. I don't like that baby elephant.
That's what it says.
You know, I believe that's what I didn't think you made it up. I wasn't like, man, Braden's going into business for himself on this one. He wants it to be a baby elephant. Because I wondered, did it not sound as good with a regular elephant? And they're like, let's try baby elephant. Let's see what baby elephant sounds like.
Well, yeah, kind of makes sense. So apparently the Velociraptor sounds were made after tortoises having sex.
Makes sense.
And I was with Corbin one time, and we were at Universal, and they had a little section.
They had tortoises having sex?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. They had like a section for tortoises, and the tortoises started having sex, and it was like me, Corbin, and his mom, and talking about dying laughing because the tortoise humps super slow, and then as it humps, it extends its neck out as long as it can, and it goes, and it like makes some weird noise. It's like it's like one of those cartoons where it's someone's like trying really hard and they do, and the veins start popping in their neck. And
my sister sent a video in our family group chat of she's at like the zoo or something with her son who's 1 year old, and he's in a stroller, and the it's a video like her son is in the foreground, and in the background it's tortoises fucking in the exhibit.
Nice.
And she's like, what are they doing, Carter?
And you just hear in the fucking back.
We're back inside, and Grant's chick keeps going, something's wrong. And Hammond's just being like, all parks, have issues in the beginning. Disneyland had delays in 1956 when they were first opening. And
nothing worked.
And Jeff Goldblum's like, yeah, but when Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't start fucking killing people, man.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't compare this.
Yeah.
Grant's chick's like, I gotta go out there. Something's wrong. Safari Hat starts loading a gun, and Hammond pulls out the blueprints of the park and says he can follow it and talk her through it. And she grabs walkies, hands him a walkie, and has one. And then he's like, man, I should be going. And she's like, why? He's like, well, because I'm a... Doesn't say man, but just like pauses. And you're a... And she's like, yeah, I'm going. You're fucking old and feeble, and we can discuss gender relations later, but I'm fucking going out. I'm not wasting time with this weird, like, I should be the one doing it.
Yeah.
I'm the big, strong man.
But also, Jeff Goldblum, looking sexy, shirt open. Maybe the T-Rex ripped his shirt, but you think they would give him like another one? Or do you think Steven Spielberg was like, I love your fucking chest hair, Jeff Goldblum, and your tan is awesome. We're going to keep you like this.
Give him another, you think they're just sitting on shirts in there? They're hiding from dinosaurs.
Fucking knows.
Jurassic Park. They're hiding in the bunker. You think they just got a fucking closet full of shirts and they're like, here you go, big guy.
Maybe.
Bundle up. No, they're fucking...
But
they get outside and immediately see that the raptors got out.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that's not
Which is
good.
funny because in between where they are to the breaker room is the raptor cage.
Yeah. So they go by that and they're like, well, this is going to suck.
But yeah, this is fucked.
Grant's chick says that she can see the shed and they can make it if they make a run for it. And Safari Hat, they're like in the jungle right now.
Yeah, now they're in the
Safari Hat goes, no, we won't. We're being hunted.
He's fucking sweating.
And he says he can see the head raptor over to the side watching them. He tells her to make a run for it, says he'll cover her. And she runs like a fucking champ. She's like swinging off branches and shit. It's crazy.
Well, she falls initially. The moment she runs, she like trips on something. And then she gets her composure going and she starts swinging from branches and shit.
There we go. She made it happen. And
Yeah.
she makes it to the shed. Grant and the kids make it to the edge of the park. Grant sees the electric fence is turned off. He, like, takes a branch and sees that it's on. He's like, oh, I guess it's off. And then he grabs the fence and goes, the kids scream, and then he starts laughing. The girl doesn't think it's funny. The kid starts laughing, the boy.
And then they hear a fucking T-Rex roar.
So they fucking hop up and start climbing the fence with him.
Yeah.
But
10,000 volts again.
We're now inside the shed. Hammond is giving Grant's chick directions and just keeps fucking him up.
Yeah.
He's like, that's this, and...
Oh, shit.
And, like, fucking, so Jeff Goldblum grabs the walkie and, like, tells her.
Apparently Jeff Goldblum knows more than the dude who developed the park.
I mean, he can read fucking blueprints better than him.
No,
He's
yeah.
like, this old bitch doesn't know. He's like, look above you.
Yeah.
He's like, there's, like, signage telling you
Yeah.
how to get there.
You gotta pump the fucking thing,
Well, then-
and you gotta hit the switch, and you gotta fucking...
So we're cutting back and forth from the kids and Grant trying to climb over the fence and Grant's chick trying to turn the power back on. She flips the switch to get the power on, and the fence starts making a noise. Grant and the girl are on the ground. The boy is still up on the fence, and Grant's like, oh, buddy, you gotta jump. You gotta jump to me. And he's like, I'm not jumping. Are you crazy? I'm not fucking doing that. Grant's chick has to turn on every section of the fence individually, and we see that the perimeter fence is the last one.
Yeah.
So she's flipping them on.
That suspension's building.
It's going back and forth. Dumbass Timmy doesn't jump.
Doesn't jump. Doesn't
Gets
continue to climb down either.
Yeah, just he freezes.
Yeah, it freezes.
Stands still there. He gets electrocuted off of the fence into Grant's arms, and he's like, he's not fucking breathing.
I'm sure you'd be dead.
I mean, 10,000 volts, baby.
If it's holding back a T-Rex,
Yeah.
you're dead.
Just as everything gets turned back on, there's and she's like, "Oh, Mr. Hammond, I think we have power." There's a raptor inside the shed where Grant's chick is. And
But it doesn't even make sense. I remember always thinking this, even back to the day. Like, it comes from, like, behind these thick wires that are connected to the breaker box, and it doesn't even seem like there would be any spot behind that for a velociraptor to fucking crawl through to get to that point anyway. But I don't know. I'm just like, how the fuck did this thing come from the back end? Seemed like there was one door to this spot. The whole thing just seemed like a little kind of try-hardish, you know? Like, I don't know. Just didn't seem like, yeah, it's a shock, it's a pop-up, but at the same time, it didn't seem that realistic to me.
So, like, I hate to, like, just keep having this be the dialogue, but you keep saying things aren't realistic. And then you're like, but it's fucking dinosaurs at a park. Like, yeah, none of it's realistic.
No, but, like, just
You
the way
gave it a
comes
B+.
about.
You graded this movie very well.
I gotta be a critique, bro.
Oh, you're just shitting on the movie.
No. Like,
It's
the
not-
Velociraptor could have
it's not realistic, you know? Like,
you
none of
could have
these-
showed, like, the Velociraptor creeping through the front door or something. I don't know. Something.
It wouldn't have been a fucking... They wanted to
Pop-up.
jump at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that. Okay.
That's what the movie's about.
That's all.
If we saw the raptor, it wouldn't have been scary when that happened. We'd have been like, all right, well, obviously there's a raptor in there. Let's see how that plays out.
Well, okay. Well, you're gonna hate this next part because this part pissed me off.
Oh,
So-
she running like a champ? Are you kidding me?
No. So she falls back initially from being scared, and an arm comes on her shoulder, and she's like, "Oh, thank God!" And she thinks it's like the hunter or whatever.
She thinks it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, and then she turns around, and it's just an arm. And now she's holding onto the arm. She starts screaming. She falls back into the fence with the Velociraptor's like on the fence, and then she starts running. And it's just like, come on, dude! Like a fucking arm that's amputated. She's gonna fall on her shoulder in the corner of this. I don't know. That's my one critique of this film.
That's not your one critique.
It's my one big critique.
and also, I don't think it's that weird.
You don't find it that weird?
No.
That a amputated arm just falls from behind like some random piece of equipment onto her. I guess it shows that.
The raptor tore Samuel L. Jackson the fuck apart.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, like it'd be weird if that just like if there was no raptors or anything like that, and like, oh, why is Samuel L. Jackson missing an arm? Where's the rest of his body? She runs and like she's dragging a flashlight behind her and running
and then I
slow.
didn't understand this either. I saw that she was dragging like a flashlight from her foot.
She had the limp the rest of the
but
movie.
but when did she injure it?
Whenever.
Yeah.
Like who?
She probably actually rolled her ankle during the take, and that probably was like, I just have to keep moving, even though they didn't capture it.
Probably. But she beats the raptor out. She gets out.
Yeah.
Outside, we see Safari Hat creeping through the jungle with his gun. We hear Raptor making some noise in the bushes, and Safari Hat takes off his safari hat, so we know he means business.
Now he's in the jungle.
He has to, like, fucking cock his gun and get it ready.
Would you think you would have that ready?
Come on.
Sorry, did I steal that from you?
Come on. Yeah, what crucial thing did he forget?
Talking about the stock, putting the stock back?
Come on, y'all. Like I said, we only play
One stay in the head.
One stay in the head. He forgot about one stay in the head.
Bro.
And he's like, well, let me load this
Never
thing and
listen
get
to
it going.
Suave Smooth.
One stay in the head, bro.
Yeah.
One stay in the head, and you're killing that raptor instead.
Yeah.
He gets flanked by another raptor, and it fucks him up.
So I saw some, like, fun fact about the shotgun. It's like, oh, this is a really nice shotgun. It could shoot semi-automatic, 4-round bursts, all this and that. Like, basically trying to say, like, this dude had a good chance against this raptor. But that raptor was...
That's not.
But that raptor was a clever girl.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what he ends up saying when this raptor pops his head right before it eats him.
He sure does. Raptor fucking destroys him. Now Grant's giving the boy CPR, and eventually the boy comes back. Came back a little too soon. There wasn't enough time to be like, oh, is the kid dead?
Yeah, he's just like perfectly fine now.
Yeah. Back inside. Grant and the kids are back inside now. They walked into like the lobby where there's a restaurant, and Grant.
And it seems like there was supposed to be a celebration at this point once when they were done with the tour. You know what I'm saying? As if everything was going to go right.
Yeah, they had like set up. They were like, oh, you're going to go on the tour. It's going to be awesome. You'll come back. We'll have a nice little meal.
Yeah.
We got
So
desserts
there's cakes
here.
and desserts and everything everywhere. They start chowing down.
Grant, not yet.
Sorry, bro.
Come on, dude. Grant and the kids, they walk in. He's yelling. He notices that no one's in there. He calls the kid a human piece of toast and says he'll be right back. He needs to go find everyone, but he'll be right back. He promises. And then he leaves, and the kids start eating the desserts.
Yeah.
Grant finds his chick outside. She's limping and shit.
Still limping, yeah.
While the kids are back inside, they're eating. They see a raptor shadow from like outside, and they could tell it's coming inside. So they run and hide in the kitchen. Grant and his chick then did not go straight back to the kids, which is a little weird to me. They're down in the bunker with
You're right.
with Jeff Goldblum and Hammond. Thought it was weird that he wouldn't be like, oh no, I got the kids just out there. Like, there's a safe bunker. Great, let me go get the kids.
Yeah.
So they can be in the bunker.
Why would you think that this place is like sealed?
Yeah.
You know?
And as he's talking, he's like, so it's just the 2 raptors. You're sure the third one is contained? And she says, yeah. Unless they know how to open doors. Right after she says that, we see a raptor open the door to the kitchen.
Yeah, where the kids are now
so
hiding.
we're like, oh, they do know how to open doors, huh?
And these kids keep making all the fucking noise. So this, like, all of, like, the appliances are, like, what would you say, like, thin?
So they're, like, hiding around the big kitchen. It's a big commercial-sized kitchen. They're hiding around they're hiding around the counters, and looks like they're going to get caught because Timmy knocks a fucking ladle on the ground. And the raptors,
but beyond that, they keep bumping into
the raptors hear the ladle, and they're like, oh, what the fuck is that? And they go over. The girl runs and hides around the other side of the table. She's like, oh, the raptors come where the ladle just fell. And Timmy's like, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. The girl's like, what the fuck? So she grabs a ladle and starts smashing it on the ground because Timmy's being a little fucking bitch.
Yeah.
And she's like, fine, I'll scare him away from Timmy. She's like, bah, bah, bah. And the raptor's like, oh, there's 2 raptors now.
Yeah,
By
2
the way,
raptors.
2 in there. The one raptor went, and the other raptor's like, all
when
right.
it stood up, it was like 10 fucking
fucking
feet
big.
tall.
And then she's hiding in a cabinet, and the raptor sees her, and it fucking runs after her.
She starts screaming.
Thinks it's going to get her, but it's her reflection in the metal cabinet, and it just smashes its head into it and fucks the raptor up. Timmy then runs into the freezer, and the other raptor follows him in there, and the floor's all slippery in the freezer on account of the power being out earlier.
Yeah, it seemed like there was something spilled on the ground. I couldn't tell what it was.
It's just everything that was frozen is now, it's like melted.
Oh, so it's like ice. Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the raptor's like slipping in there. Timmy slips out and locks the raptor, him and his sister. They lock it in the freezer.
Oh, yeah. They somehow had the fucking power to push a raptor back as it was leaning on this door.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The headbanging raptor watches them leave the kitchen, and they run out, and Grant and his chick are out in the lobby, and they're like, oh, there's fucking raptors in there. It's like, all right, we're going to go to the control room. We're going to reboot the system. So they go to the control room, and the raptor follows them, and it starts trying to open the door as Grant's right there, and Grant's holding it. So his chick stops trying to reboot the system and goes to hold the door. And luckily, we know that little girl is a fucking computer nerd, and she's like, I'll reboot the system. And she gets on, and she's fucking trying it. Grant.
So a little fun fact. Apparently, that software that she was like playing with was apparently actually ahead of its time for computers back in the day, and they actually had some actual computer software person actually make some type of site to where they could do all those things, because at that time there wasn't actually anything as, I don't know, as sophisticated as that apparently that we're watching in Jurassic Park.
Nice. And she got in and figured out it was an automatic door that had bolts that locked it, and she got it locked.
And then they're holding the door. Right before they locked the door, they were the couple or whatever, Grant and his girlfriend, were holding the door, and they were like trying to get the gun. And the young boy Timmy, he can't do anything right. It's like, dude, he's not doing anything. Like, go grab the gun and give it to them or something.
No. All right, I can't move. I'm not climbing a tree. My grandpa owns this park. Grant calls Hammond, tells him the phones are working and the call for the helicopters. The Raptor then starts smashing the windows. Grant, his chick, and the kids, they go up into the air vent. Grant leaves the gun on the ground, which, dumb.
Yeah.
And the Raptor comes in and, like, starts jumping, trying to get up into the vents at them. Almost gets the girl, the little girl, like, almost has her. She, like, grabs onto the ceiling with one hand, and Grant pulls her. She would have been fucking dead. She would have fallen and been ripped apart by that Raptor.
Yeah.
They're now out into the lobby on top of the big hanging fossil, and the Raptor follows him out there, and he's on top of it now. And the kids get off, Grant's chick gets off, and then the fossil falls with Grant and the Raptor on top of it. Nobody gets it. It almost falls on Timmy, but there's a space. It was between two branches, two tree roots, and it blocked it.
This is Spielberg's fucking golden move right here.
That's his thing. Yeah. He loves it.
Yeah.
And then everyone is standing, and now the second Raptor, the one not in the freezer, the one that was out after Grant's chick earlier, joins. Now there's two Raptors in the lobby. They have them surrounded. Right as one of the Raptors is about to attack, the fucking T-Rex shows up and just starts ripping that Raptor apart.
Yeah,
I hated it.
I hated it too, because it's like... It didn't make a sound. Every other part of the film, you knew the fucking T-Rex was coming.
And how big is that building?
Well, they show a section where it's like the whole part of that wall was like as if they were reconstructing it or some shit.
Okay, I did not see that.
But it was still like the T-Rex would have had to duck to get in. Like it could have, but it would have had to duck to get in, which maybe that was why you didn't hear it coming as much. It had to like kind of fucking tiptoe in type shit, you know?
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
It kills the one Raptor. The other Raptor jumps on the T-Rex, and the humans get the fuck out of there while that's going on. Eventually, doesn't happen right after this. Eventually, the T-Rex just wins.
And then you have the banner flying by him as he fucking wins.
The banner, after he wins, he roars into the screen, and a banner falls down that says, "When dinosaurs ruled the earth." It, like, falls down right in front of him.
Yeah.
We're now outside. Hammond and Jeff Goldblum are waiting in a Jeep. Grant tells Hammond that after careful consideration, he has decided not to endorse the park. And Hammond is upset. And he's like...
No, Hammond says he says, basically, I agree. He's like, no, he does.
He says, it's over.
No, he's like, so do I. He's like, I'm not endorsing your park. He was like, basically, like, same. Like, I agree with you now. I forget the exact line, but yeah.
So we re-listened to it. He says, so have I.
Yeah.
So
he realized he kind of fucked up.
But we never. Hammond is like Scottish.
Yeah,
he hasn't.
So
if you guys haven't seen this, and you were picturing like an American guy, no. He's Scottish. He says, "So have I."
So have I.
And I thought he said, "It's over."
Yeah,
like he's upset. He's like,
"Yeah, I can
Fuck,
see that. Yeah,
it's over." They're all getting into the helicopter, and we hear the T-Rex roar. And Hammond is looking all sad. He's taking one last look at the park. And, like, oh, man, like, this could have been something great.
Yeah.
And Grant gets him to go on the helicopter with him. We're now on the helicopter. Grant's snuggling with the kids. He and his chick, they exchange smiles. Grant looks out the window and sees pelicans flying. And then the music starts playing. Do 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 do. Starts playing, and we see the helicopter fly off into the distance. Directed by Steven Spielberg. The end.
Boom. So what's funny is I was looking into velociraptors because I saw something that like velociraptors aren't actually as big as they were portrayed in the film. Like that was supposed to be like a goof kind of thing. So I started looking into it, and it's like it's kind of hard to say. Like velociraptors were apparently only like 3 to 4 feet fucking tall, and they weighed like 50 pounds or less. But they were like a subspecies of another type of, it's not called a velociraptor, but something similar that had feathers that is actually in the new trailer of Jurassic World Dominion, because there's always been a lot of debate like, oh, well, most people think that a lot of dinosaurs did have feathers and weren't as reptilian looking. And so now they actually put it what like the real velociraptor looks like, which is called, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the Deinonychus, which is but that they would measure about 8 feet tall and weigh around 150 pounds. So completely two different sizes than the velociraptor that was used in Jurassic Park. Like a lot of people are trying to say that this isn't a real looking velociraptor. A velociraptor would be very small, would have feathers, and it'd be 3 feet. The one that they might be referring to is a subspecies. It's called the Deinonychus, and it's what I just said, 8 feet, 150 pounds. But then I was looking into it more, and there's a raptor that was found in Utah, and they call it the Utah raptor. And Spielberg was like, no, I need the velociraptor to be bigger, because there was like actual paleontologists are like, no, velociraptors never got this big. And someone came to him and was like, no, we found a velociraptor in Utah that's like ginormous. And he's like, I need to use that velociraptor in the film. Get me a bone. And they ended up somehow finding a bone or multiple bones of this subspecies velociraptor called the Utah raptor. And this stretched about 23 feet long. It stood about 10, 11 feet fucking high and weighed about 600 pounds. And apparently it was a real type of raptor, but it's called the Utah raptor.
There we go.
So Spielberg tried to find an excuse just to be able to make a velociraptor that big, because when it stood up, I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this thing is like 10 feet fucking tall. It's got to weigh 600 pounds plus. And apparently it was real.
You know what movie needs no excuses to do what they want to do?
The Nutty Professor?
The Nutty Professor, dude. Like, just let Eddie Murphy do what Eddie Murphy does.
Right?
You know what other movie?
No.
The movie we're doing next week. The 1999 sci-fi horror film that, some might call Jurassic Park for sharks. Braden brought up Jaws earlier. Fuck Jaws. We're doing Deep Blue Sea.
Woo!
Deep Blue Sea. Samuel L. Jackson, LL Cool J. Bunch of other folks are in it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this movie. This is going to be a fun ride.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch Deep Blue Sea before we do the podcast on it?
Yes.
You should watch Deep Blue Sea before we do the podcast on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's where you can
Please tell
watch
me, David.
Deep Blue Sea before we do the podcast on it. It's expensive no matter what, guy. It's $3.99 at all these places. YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Vudu, and Amazon Prime.
Because they know the worth of LL Cool J.
It is worth every cent.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cool J. Samuel L. Jackson.
Abs.
Dude. Licking his lips nonstop.
Nonstop.
What LL Cool J do.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's Braden picked Jurassic Park. I'm picking Deep Blue Sea next week.
Yeah.
We're doing the listener request. Braden, let's say someone's a first-time listener.
Okay.
They're like, I love the podcast, I loved hearing them break down
ya.
Jurassic Park. Can't wait to hear them break down Deep Blue Sea.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want them to do my favorite movie.
Ooh.
How can they tell us that they want us to do their favorite movie?
Well, David, they could tell us by contacting us at our Gmail, which is the 56kings@gmail.com.
You mean FIVESIXKING at gmail.com?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And if, they don't want to do that, they can even just hit us up through Instagram.
Or,
Yeah.
you normally say or. And then I go,
Or they can just hit us up on our Instagram, which is the 56kings.
You mean FIVESIXKING
S?
on Instagram?
Yeah. Just send us a DM.
I mean, guys, fucking email, DM, no matter what, we're going to get it. We're going to read it. We might do the movie.
We might.
Who's to say?
Who is?
Who's to say? So, Braden, they know how to contact us.
Yep.
They know where to listen to us, but when do they listen to us, you know? When does the new episode of the 5-6 King drop weekly?
Every motherfucking Monday, David.
Every motherfucking Monday, guys. This Monday, Jurassic Park. Next Monday, Deep Blue Sea.
Fuck
Monday
yeah.
after that, who knows? Thank you all for listening. Go leave Kyle Krabs a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Tell him the 5-6 King sent you and ask a Dolphins-related question. Go to Subway and tell him the 5-6 King sent you.
Please.
And please, guys, just be safe.
Yeah.
Love each other.
Just be there for each other, you know?
And make the kids go wild.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from.